Astronauts to the moon.
Ignition sequence start. 3, 2, 1.
Houston, we have a problem.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue.
What you're seeing here is a mirage.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Welcome. This is the Jeranism show.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This is the Speaker's Corner, where we speak truth, see truth. Speaker's Corner, yeah, they see through, we see you. Speaker's Corner, where the people get to talk, where real ideas and thoughts spark. This is art on the Speaker's Corner. 3 minutes hit the spotlight. Speaker's Corner, where 3 minutes gets your mind right. Speaker's Corner, where the people get to talk, where real ideas and thoughts spark. This is art on the Speaker's Corner.
That's right. Welcome back to Season 2. Uh-oh. What's going on with my screen? That's bad news. All right, we're back. Season 2 of the one and only, your favorite show. Well, maybe not. Who knows? Speaker's Corner. We are on to episode 2.1. That's not episode 21. That's 2.1. That is Season 2, episode 1. If you want to join the show, you can go to tinyurl.com/cornerism. And that will put you live on the air where you'll get 3 minutes to say whatever you want. Say anything you want. And I'll listen, and then I'll give you my opinion of it. And that's how we'll do it. We're going to keep the clock very tight-knit, controlled today. It's going to be fun. But we're going to start out by looking at one thing while people join the wait list. I want to show you some kind of funny. So, and then we'll say hello to the chat. But have you guys heard this rumor going around that people are saying that Flat Earth is dead, that we're not making an impact, that nobody believes it, all this stuff? Clueless, these guys. Clueless, I tell you. But I want to show you this. Let's watch this little global news piece here. It's only 2 minutes. Enjoy some NASA news.
This was the walk Canadian Jeremy Hansen and 3 other astronauts were supposed to take later this year on their way to circle the moon. But in Houston, NASA has a problem.
We are facing challenges, both technical and just dealing with going back to the moon.
Artemis is the name of the missions to the moon, and the upcoming launch has been pushed back from November of this year until September 2025.
I was a bit surprised how much later it was going to be, about a 10-month pushback.
When there is liftoff, it will almost certainly make history. The 10-day mission around the moon will potentially go farther into space than any human has ever traveled. But NASA is facing multiple issues to make that happen. Life support hardware and electrical systems that allow the crew to pull away from the capsule in case of emergency both failed in testing. That's on top of battery issues in the Orion spacecraft, which the crew will fly around the moon in.
The NASA people kept saying safety, safety, safety is because these really are all safety things. And yeah, NASA has it in their mandate to do really cool science and space things and not kill anybody in the process.
I think I'm definitely disappointed.
That cool science, aided by Canadian geologist Gordon Osinski, who's been training the crew on what they could find on the far side of the moon, a place humans have never gone.
We're going to a part of the moon that we don't see from the Earth. And so it's kind of tucked around on the lower part of the moon, the South Polar region.
The man dubbed Dr. Crater is hoping moon rocks and water can be brought back for further analysis.
I'll be participating in Artemis 3 when those first humans step back on the surface of the moon is really exciting. And if I have to wait another year for that, then, so be it.
If the Artemis 3 mission to land on the moon is successful in late 2026, it will be the first time since 1972, Donna, that humans have been on the moon.
I remember that, of course. Mackenzie Gray in Ottawa. Thanks.
So, of course, we know, what else do you expect from NASA? They play this game all the time. I don't know if they're waiting for a reset or if they've got some other plan, what's going on exactly. But they just kick the can down the road, and why not? Because all the fanboys love it. They'll go to bat for it. They'll bet money against it in which they lose to me and I take it to the bank. But this is the funny part about this. What we're going to look at now is we're going to scroll down and look at the comments. Okay. If we weren't making any impact, there would be, like there was in 2014, 2013, nothing but fanboys saying how much they love NASA and how everything NASA does is correct. And they actually, when they have setbacks, they're actually positives. They're actually wins. You can celebrate wins for that. But let's read some of these comments. So we got the first missions of Gemini and Apollo all had delays and problems, some very serious ones too. This is how the process of science goes. It's to be expected. Oh, so we got to deal with that one. Huh? We can always look back at the time when people were smart enough to actually do it. Huh? Oh, that's nice. Multiple times in a short period. Okay, we got this one. The first launch was much more risky and more focused due to space race. Safety was not high on the list. Now you look at this guy here, Recchi. Recchi here just goes through the entire, I mean, like, he must be paid. You'll just see him in all the comments. Basically, he's been paid to say this, because who in their right mind would say this? The first launch was much more risky and more forced due to the space race. Safety was not high on the list, and the pioneers knew this going into space. Chances for survival were rather unknown. It's much safer today, but still, accidents can happen, and in place where we can't help. Everything else needs to be perfect, which is why I'm disappointed that a freaking valve failed. A valve, a key part of the controls fluids. How can that not be checked? Okay, this one. Well, part of the problem comes with NASA trying to reinvent the wheel. There is no documentation and outside evidence to support this view. It includes even the approach and flyby of the moon being much more complex and unnecessarily abnormal. We all saw these delays coming. Is that what contact was about? The fact that we never went to the moon? And so any new mission would be a suicidal malfunction and doesn't work? Dang, Carl Sagan was smart. I'd like to point out that even Russia today has great difficulty returning to the moon. Remember last summer's failed mission? Despite all the technological progress of the recent years, but no one ever asks questions and accuses them of having falsified anything. Boeing isn't involved, I hope. More chance Dick Dastardly becoming the next U.S. president than astronauts never having been there. Oh, okay. Looks like things are clearing up that we never actually went to the moon. More chance of Mickey Mouse becoming the next U.S. president than astronauts never having been to the moon. Oh, the same guy just going to keep spamming the chat. There are several. Now, I'm actually noticing that I looked at this last night. They've already deleted some of the comments. I can tell already. There are several reasons why repairing a spacecraft in space can be extremely dangerous. Okay, I don't want to read that one. Technology development need time. NASA SP-287. What made Apollo a success? I remember Bill Clinton saying we were going back in 5 years. That was 30 years ago. I am Jack's complete lack of surprise. When will NASA do anything other than recording actors? I swear the reason we don't have the technology to do this, even though we've done it many times in the 60s and 70s, is Reaganomics. Godspeed, Capricorn 1. People are funny. People are funny. Question to the NASA fanboys. How many more years of delays will it take until you start questioning the official narrative? And the answer is many, many, more than their lifetime has. So, yeah. Houston, we have a problem. Indeed. Delays are to be expected. Considering they've never been on time for one thing, maybe they should be expected. Didn't China or Japan just recently go to the moon? Wow, NASA out of date, huh? Where's all your money been going? Wink, we just need more money. Wink, wink. These Van Allen belts need changing to leather, and the moon is made out of cheese. More sense than NASA will have, you believe. Let's harvest the moon rocks for concrete on Earth. Boy. Yeah, back in 1969, we had regular rocket service to the moon. Men like Neil Armstrong would eat a big plate of steak and eggs, put out his cigarette in the ashtray, fire it up, drink Tang in the space drink, and land on the moon. He even had live TV and, of course, a moon ticket for that steak and eggs waste. Why don't you tell me about the new Ford Pinto with seatbelts? Oh, boy. Ocean Gate. Jesus Christ is homeless in Canada. He didn't want to be happy. Okay. The delusion in this comment section is disgusting. I mean, how dare they make jokes about NASA? If NASA says they went places, NASA went places. No one's ever lied to a person in their entire lives, man. It's all true. They've landed on that asteroid last week, come on. Thanks for telling us you never went to the moon. Imagine having issues in 2024 versus 1969. So we look at these replies, they're probably hilarious. Let's see here. This is, the people in charge of NASA at the time cut many corners during the space race to beat the Soviets to the moon. Safety was compromised for hopes of a quick victory. We are much more rigorous in our testing now than we were back then, so we pushed the launch dates back over extremely minor issues, okay? For 10 months, all right? Many factors go into why we haven't returned yet, but we did go, and we will go again. Okay. No guts, no glory. Can't fool people with your silly Santa Claus stories these days. Can't be a conspiracy theorist without being a fool. Yeah, because I don't know why you guys are all conspiracy theorists that watch the show. Conspiracies have never happened. Never have there been two people that have got together and said, hey, how can we screw over the little guy? It's never happened. And I think it's embarrassing that you guys think it has. I think it's rude. I think you're calling into question the morals of human beings. I mean, last time I saw a bad, when was it? I saw this bad human being in like the summer of 1988. That was the last time. Okay? So there's just no bad people around. Everybody's doing the right things. I don't know why we would get conspiracy theories. What a joke. Like, oh yeah, these guys got together and decided to charge us more money. I mean, it's like, what are you thinking? Wow, so complicated to achieve in 2024. How did they do it back then? Don't you know they cut corners and they did everything. They had a lot of money in space race. Okay? I could be a glober. It's really easy. Fake? How is it that we can put a rover on Mars, sending back high-definition pictures, and they can't do that for the moon, especially the dark side? Rover with lights? Why can't humanity see the dark side of the moon when we can see lots of Mars? Another waste of resources and everything else. Some happy faces, some incompetence, LFMAO. We're not welcome on the moon, I foresee. How do you say we never been to the moon without saying we never went to the moon? The fact that NASA is unable to go to the moon in 2023 is the evidence that... So, how about this, Simon Dan? Eat a dick. Eat a dick. Keep telling your audience that Flat Earth is doing nothing. You are doing nothing, my friend. You are doing nothing. Find me a Flat Earther that says, I changed over to Globe Earth because of Simon Dan. And I'll show you somebody with an extra chromosome, okay? So, pay attention. We are making a difference. We're making a difference that now NASA can't even post. This is not NASA's NASA's channel because NASA blocks their comments. Why do you think NASA blocks their comments? It has nothing to do with Flat Earth. We didn't do anything. We didn't have anything to do with it. There's no way. It's just Flat Earth is just an ancient, there's nobody in the history of the world that's ever believed in Flat Earth. Nobody. Okay, everybody, as soon as the first humans were here, they knew they were on a sphere. How would they not? They saw the North Star and they were like, 69 miles for every degree. And I mean, it was easy. Then Aristophanes came around and he's just like, I'll measure these shadows. And then, you know the story. I don't need to tell you about it. NASA will never go to the moon. They never went to the moon. We're not making a difference, though, at all. This is the same landscape of 2014. Same thing. Everybody in the comments of NASA, wait. I think it was the opposite, though. I think there was nobody making comments like this. It's weird. Because we're looking at this. What is this? More than, we're at like 60, 70% of the comments are negative. Makes me wonder. They did it in 1969. They can't do it now. Even the tech is way more advanced now. But there's nothing that's not. It's the only thing in the world that's gone backwards. The only thing. Well, besides humanity itself. Yes. Because it never happened and it's not possible. We're probably at 80% now. Should have stayed in Hollywood. Probably at 82%. The US, Canada, and EU space technology is at least 100 years ahead of China. Thank you, sir. So anyway, you can see that we are making a difference. And anybody who says we're not isn't paying attention. Now, is it being publicized as we're making a difference? Of course not. And so we know why Simon Dan and Tuner and the FTFE, we know why they say these things. It's because they only pay attention to mainstream, whatever the mainstream says. Whatever's in the news cycle. That's all they care about. So if it's not in the news saying flat Earth is big, then they wouldn't know that. How would they ever know? They can't. It's impossible. They would, and they short out if you tell them to go somewhere else and look at some evidence. They can't do it. What do you mean? I need a scientist to tell me. So anyway, it's pretty funny to see that. And don't expect them to go to the moon. Don't expect Moon Express to go to the moon. Don't expect what's the other one called? Dear Moon. I mean, what happened to Moon Express? I mean, that's the one that's just hilarious. I mean, Moon Express, are they still even in business? How many times do you have to lie to people and tell them you're going somewhere and then never go? They have like worse. I mean, they might have worse subs than like, I don't know how many subs they have. 2,000 subs. But they're going to the moon. They're going to the moon with 2,000 subs. Okay. I mean, 2,000 subs. That's like Nathan Oakley has 2,000 subs. Is he going to the moon? Don't think so. Don't think so. This guy here, what a joke. What? Look at this. The Moon Express is Aiming for a 2014. Yes, see, we were going to the moon in 2014 because I am the scam artist big time.
What we are doing is really building a commercial
moon
lander. If you think about, there are two parts to the puzzle. One is to go up there, which is companies like SpaceX and Boeing and Russia and China and India are building the rockets that will allow a company to go up there. But
by the way, look up this guy's name, Naveen Jain. Find his name. Here we go. Oh, I thought that was the one of those little boxes, like the flat earth. I'm like, why are they putting his name in a box? But if we search for this gentleman here, Naveen Jain. Now, he's paid somebody to go through and clean up his act. So if you just went through the first page, oh, the guy looks like a guy who's owned a bunch of companies. Just put the word scam after his name if you want to see what he's been up to. And he's paid millions and millions of dollars. Intellius forwards your personal information, including your credit card, to Adaptive Marketing. The next day, a $20 charge appears on your card, and each month afterwards. Now, nearly a year later, Intellius is being deservedly buried in lawsuits and consumer complaints. He was the CEO at the time. Naveen James, Intellius scam, .con job, how InfoSpace took its investors for a ride. Also, Naveen Jain. Well, I can confidently say that Viome and their CEO, Naveen Jain, is a complete joke. So imagine, you're Moon Express, and you're about to put a craft on the moon, and you're looking for a CEO. Hey, who do you guys want to pick? Who's a good CEO? Oh, you heard of Naveen Jain? No, what's he do? Well, he's gotten in trouble. Like the last 3 companies he was with were all scams. But I think he'd be really good for this spot. I think so too. I think we need to bring him aboard. That's how it probably went down. That's how it went down. Naveen Jain's Intellius scam begins to crumble. Sorry, Naveen. Well, you fell for InfoSpace. We're not buying your next scam. But then guess what? As soon as he becomes a Moon Express guy, everybody lays off him. Nobody even makes a comment anymore. Because this country, this world, is sucking the D of space travel for some reason. Must just be the biggest D they ever seen. Everybody just all over it. Won't let it go. Won't get off of it. It's pathetic. Where's his talks about? I thought it says how much he had to pay. Or maybe it's in Wikipedia or something. Let's go to Naveen Jain Wiki. He had to pay a whole bunch of money. I mean, I don't want to say 100 million. Might have been 70 million. Naveen Jain Wikipedia. Let's see here at his. It's like all these are just scam. Moon Express scam. Let's see here. How much did he have to pay? No, let's go up here. Where was this? Naveen Jain. Before the crash of the .com, a series of lawsuits involving Jain. Moon Express, where he's okay, or he's the CEO, born whatever. And he says he came here just $5. I only came here $5. Look what I made of myself. Because when you scam people, you could take a $5 and make a million. It's very impressive. Very impressive. Where is his? Oh, nope, that's 2.2 billion. InfoSpace, which it was another scam. His net worth grew to 8 billion. Oh, $5. He just started $5 come from India. $5 only. See, as the .com bubble ended in 2000, InfoSpace stock fell in March. Where does it talk about his? Was it against the SEC? Oh, here we go. In 2003, Jain was ordered to pay $247 million. $247 for violations of short swing trading rules, whereby he sought and sold stocks within 6 months as an employee with insider knowledge. In appeals court, he submitted a brief taking Jain's side, which led to a settlement of $105 million. Not bad. Jain said his stock purchasing was a mistake, and it led, whatever. But the guy's just in 2003, InfoSpace sued Jain and others for allegedly misappropriating trade secrets. In 2004, an $83 million settlement was reached between InfoSpace and Jain. So this is really going well for this guy. But he's the head of Moon Express, who said they're going to the moon just right around the corner, 2014. How many years is that from now? This is, what year are we in? This is, 2024, 2014. Huh. I'm not sure what's going on. This is probably a typo. It's supposed to be 2 or 3 year. It's probably a typo. Probably a typo. But they've done nothing. They've gone nowhere. They've keep applying for these. I mean, that's just the money that gets sucked into the space industry is disgusting. All right, let's get on with the show, shall we? Let's bring on the speaker's corner. Let's say hello to the chat. Let's see if anybody's actually waiting. I don't think I've heard that noise go off much. Let's bring this one over. Yes. Welcome one, welcome all, welcome. Oops, that's not a very good screen for me. Let me fix my screen. I am out of sorts here. Let's go this way and this way. Maybe more like that. Nope, still not yet. We're just going to fix this. You don't see my computer there. That's probably better. That's probably better. All right, now we'll do this. We'll take it. By the way, we have the Tony Coriolis hat signed right there. I was looking for $300 as an opening bid. I have to report that we have not gotten an opening bid yet. So we're going to lower that opening bid to $200. Just get a hold of me and tell me you want this one-of-a-kind Tony Coriolis signature signed hat. And it's not in pristine condition because I wear it sometimes. But it's in good enough condition that $200, I mean, it's absolute steal. You could probably resell it at eBay for, I don't know, $3,000-4,000 is my guess. But I could be off on that. I'm not positive. We got the clock on the screen. We've got chat up in front of me so I can say hello to people. Is these chats working? Lowry in the house, Lowry. Lowry. Is this working or no? Nope. We're going to fix this real quick. I tried to get Lowry's chat up on the screen. Didn't work. Did not work. Let's go YouTube chat. Yes, I did that. Why is this thing not working? Oh, maybe that's not going to do it. Let's try this. Dr. Bass Ackwards. Well, that settles it. Where there's space, there's scams. That is 100% the truth, my friend. That is, you couldn't say anything more truthful. Remember, I showed you guys before. Anybody wants to go look at Kickstarter. If it's got space anywhere involved in any kind of Kickstarter, it's a scam, and they've stolen your money, and they'll steal it again. Let's see our YouTube chat. Now we're on. Now we'll move it over there. Okay, let's try it again. That didn't work. Let's go with, hey, Chris W. in the house. Sorry, Chris, I just wanted to get some name on the screen. A monkey, a missile, and a camera is all you need. By the way, I do believe I have alerts set today. So if you do use the super chat or any of those things, it's going to be called out in real time. I believe. That's unless somebody's already done one. Oh, we got Artem for 17 months. Let's see, bring that up. There we go. We've got Earth's flat people. We see too far. If we lived on a globe, everyone would have equal 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of night all year long. That's from Artem, and I don't know why that didn't come up on my... Oh, maybe because I was on the wrong page. Maybe now everything will come up. We hope. We don't know. We're not sure. All right, let's go back to the regular... Thank you very much for the being a member for so long. There you go. By the way, the plan for this show is going forward. Doug in the house. What's up, Doug? Lowry in the house. Word. Is this show, rather than do it every week, I would rather have more people in the waiting queue and let's get right through them. So let's do it the first Thursday of every month. Now, I know today is not that, but this is the first episode. So then in February, be whatever the first Thursday is. Let's go look at a calendar. So you can just see this. So just go through this calendar. No, I don't want that. It's 2024 calendar, genius. Not that. All right. 2024 calendar. Can I not get just a calendar picture? Jeez. Don't mean that. There we go. So let's see. What do we got here? For the month. So next month will be on the 1st. That's good. So February 1st will be our next show. That'll be 2.2. And then March 7th, so on and so forth. Okay. And we just need to decide a time. I did do a poll. I'm going to let that run the rest of the show just so we can get as many. Oh, see, it's already going down as we speak. It looks like it's, wow. Actually, we probably don't need to keep going. It's pretty lopsided, pretty one-sided. Now, that could be because I ran it late. Maybe if we run this again and ask people on the East Coast at 12 p.m. Pacific, maybe they'll take that. I don't know. But thank you for putting your input in on that. I do like that time slot as well. So let's go to the studio, see if there's anybody in there. We've got somebody in there already. How about that? Let's add them to the show. Let's bring them on, and we'll see how everything's going. Who could it be? I have no idea.
What up, Jaron?
Tony Coriolis. Tony, can you explain why your hat has not gotten a $300 bid yet? I'm upset.
I don't know, but I do remember you saying you're never going to sell hats again. Now the one hat that I give you, now you're selling it. I mean,
good point.
Okay. But then also all your hats that you sold, those are like exclusives because you're never going to sell them again.
That's true. They're limited edition, but they're not as limited as this. Let's be honest.
Yeah, not as limited as that.
Yeah.
So, right. Hey, I was wondering what I was going to have to talk about. You kind of said last time I heard you talk, what was that on? Like Jeranism show?
Maybe, or one of my
latest time streaming?
Yeah, that or one of the marathons, the Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve.
Okay, I just know I heard you say about Speaker's Corner. You said you're going to be more official about it. So by all means, I just kind of call in bullshit. If you ever just say, hey, we're about some serious stuff, feel free to tell me that.
Well, you can call in. You can come in. But I was serious about the clock, but I haven't started the clock because there's nobody behind you.
Okay, all good. So,
hey,
someone referenced another almanac that I never heard of, a Nautical Almanac,
Yes.
in Austin Whitsitt's latest debate.
Okay.
Have you heard of that?
Yeah. That's what they use, I think, to get the celestial navigation numbers and the reduced tables. I think they use a Nautical Almanac.
Yeah, I guess you use that in like a sextant, and then they can navigate anywhere. I'm gonna definitely get one, being Mr. Tony Almanac Coriolis.
You do need to get one for sure.
For sure.
Okay,
But also, whoever publishes that book, I just know when I first looked it up, it says that only the publishers and the U.S. government are able to produce that book.
Right. Well, there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I have the same questions about some of that stuff. That's, pretty obvious to me that those numbers are cooked. That's why you need the reduction tables.
Totally.
Yep. I'm going to start your clock, by the way.
Yeah, no problem. Talking about the numbers being cooked, you mentioned YouTube and how they kind of okay, so just that NASA video, all the comments, they're all...
There was more
people
yesterday.
On the good side. People seeing right through them.
Yeah, or at least starting to question, and that's the first step, because you just need to have people... Once you start questioning that, then it becomes a big deal in your life. You're going to start seeing all the globe propaganda. You're going to start seeing here's the latest one that I've noticed, and I'm sure everybody's seen this. Have you noticed that any time on any website that it says something about the Earth being a ball, it always says, of course? Of course we know the Earth's a ball. Of course we know the Earth spins. Of course we know we go around the sun. I've never seen anything else.
Stuff, yeah.
Where else do you have to put of course in front of me? But I'm saying, of course we know this. Pretty soon you're going to have to say, of course we know this is a boy. It's just, it's pretty hilarious, but I see it all the time. Of course, any article that you find, of course the Earth's a ball. Of course the Earth spins. Of course. I've never seen something more forced on people that is just horseshit. But anyway, I don't want to read your time. Go ahead.
Totally. Well, hey, YouTube, just in general. So since getting back from Flattoberfest, now I got a Tony Coriolis YouTube account.
All right.
Thanks to me talking to FE Nation, I was talking to him out in Flattoberfest, and he told me to subscribe. And I go, dude, I don't have a YouTube channel, but I'm gonna make one because I've been told to, by you and stuff. So I finally made one, and it's great over on YouTube. The chats are always popping, but just YouTube is in control of it all, and that's Google. And I feel like if there's one company that needs to be seized by the government, I'm not the kind of guy to say that for anything, but it's YouTube.
Right. Yeah.
YouTube completely needs to be seized and just actually be an open source platform. I feel like your numbers, everyone in the community's numbers, are way off of what
that's
they
true,
actually
yeah.
are.
I think that the only thing that comes down to the tough decision is always with free speech. Where do you draw the line? Now, if it was a world where we had vigilante justice, then I would believe in free speech, and I would say I want to hear people make comments about, pedophilia and stuff, because then we know who that person is, and we can actually take care of that person, wherever we need to do that. But that's not what's allowed in this country. So you can't have a full free speech platform. And if you can't have that, and if people say, yes, you can, well, so you're saying that we should have a person on YouTube who's talking about diddling little kids. I think you'd be against that. So you understand that there is a line that we all have. The problem is we all have a different line, what we'll accept. And as a owner of a platform like YouTube, you can't have certain things said on your platform. So that's the problem. Now I get it that YouTube's with Google, and obviously they are gatekeepers, and we're going to control things like that. But what I'm saying is, it's not like somebody else can just come along and say, okay, I'll take it up. I'll do it, because you'll get somebody on the site saying something that will get you shut down. So
yeah, and even everyone hypes up Rumble and everything, and they say, oh, we're getting numbers on Rumble, but it's nothing like YouTube. YouTube just has so many people, and it's just the one. Yeah.
It's just the one, yeah.
Something's got to happen. So okay,
that is entirely too loud.
Oh, is time up?
Yes, but go ahead. I'll give you 30 more seconds.
Oh, I was just going to say, so, I was talking about Fortnite here. That's back in my early Tony Coriolis days.
Of course.
And Fortnite released something where you mentioned about did you say you got your kid Legos or something?
I don't think so, but maybe I did.
Oh, okay. Oh, either way, Lego Fortnite is now a thing. So I've been spending way too much time on it. At first, it was giving me kind of anxiety. I was dying and everything. But then I figured it out, and I kind of mastered a world. And then what do you do after you master the world in Fortnite? Then you just build airships, and you go around. I just found that interesting.
Airships, all right. I like that idea.
Yeah, yeah, totally flat Earth stuff.
All right, Tony, can you get one of your friends to bid on this hat or something? Any of them think it's worth it?
I'll think of something. I'll bring it up in my next call. See you next month. I'll have an idea.
All right, thanks, Tony. Peace.
Later,
That was Tony, the one and only Coriolis. We've got Lowry coming to the stage next. Lowry, you sound like a whoops. Lowry, do you want an entrance song? You have to tell me which one though.
If I wanted one entrance song, I think I would probably want I mean, there's so many 80s metal songs that I just love to have, something AC/DC,
I have big balls, he has big balls.
Yeah, that, or for those about to rock, we salute you, or something like that,
I don't know if I have that available. I don't. I have
Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies.
Okay, well, I mean, if you want to pay that royalty to them.
No, I play it short enough. I get it short enough out of there. They can't pick it up. I wish you were Mexican. We could do this one.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. What would be a good entrance song for me?
Ask her. She'll know.
An entrance song. It's got to be a little bit metal, I think. I would like it to be a little bit metal. She just said that.
Wow. Okay. That's good.
Okay.
That's
there
it.
you go. There, we got big balls. I like that. So we have a consensus.
Cemented. Okay. We got you.
We have a consensus.
Let's
I don't know.
Start the clock, and you go right ahead, my friend.
I don't want to talk about your clock.
Yes, you do.
I don't care about your clock.
Yes, you do.
I mean, I'm not going to talk that long anyway. I never do, but I'm just.
That's a long talk. I'll tell you that much.
Dude, oh my God, Melodome yesterday. I think was it yesterday or the day before? I think we got 2 strikes in one single episode yesterday. I mean, they were just saying everything. I was like, I gotta get on this. I'm just gonna, if they're gonna get a strike, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump on this and just make it
go down in flames.
Everyone's a bang for the buck. I'm just gonna we're gonna say everything or whatever. But I was like, here's the thing, you get about one moment in time to be free filter, right? One moment until big tech kind of smashes you down.
Of course.
Yeah. And so you're gonna catch some people though that catch it, and then it's gonna disappear, unless you screen record the recording or whatever.
Right.
So I came in, it was noon. I was Austin streaming at fucking noon. I'm like, dude, it's way too early for me to be doing this shit. And they're both just fucking baked and just dropping fucking mad red pills. I'm just like, oh my God, I might have to take a hot shower and to get ready for this already. And they're just totally unloading, didn't care. I feel like they probably just expended a strike just to have fun.
Right.
I mean, that was my impression.
I thought they already had one. Didn't they have one already?
I mean, they probably have one after yesterday.
Okay.
They probably do. It was just one of those things. Anyway, how are you?
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
You good?
Very good. No complaints. Nobody would listen anyway, so what are you going to do?
What are you talking about nobody's listening?
Nobody would listen to me complain.
Oh, gotcha. All right. Yeah, I don't have anything else. I just wanted to say hi, and I love all you fucking great motherfuckers out there.
Thank you. That's nice of you. We will get you your Big Balls song. I
like Big Balls. I like Big Balls.
Wow,
Here's Nicole.
okay.
She's going to say something smarmy.
No. I'm just going to say hi, Jared.
Hi, Nicole. How are you? Like your hat. It's not as nice as some other beanies.
She's from the Dirty D. She's the Dirty D. Dirty D, Detroit. Yeah.
Detroit?
That's what it is.
All right, 8 Mile, all that stuff. She probably wanted an Eminem song to be played.
Yeah, let's just put her on next time. I don't really.
Let's do that. I'd have more fun.
All right. I love you. Bye.
Later. Peace.
Upper class, high society.
It's a little late for that, but again, I think that's my forte, being 30 seconds late on every sound effect. That's not bad. All right, let's bring on who's next. And I don't have a song for this person, do I? I don't. Well, no. Everybody boo at the same time. Ready? Boo. Everybody boo. And everybody, it's Brenda Debates. Brenda Debates. Everybody boo.
Yeah, good afternoon or good evening.
Hello. We are starting
How
was
your holidays?
Excellent. Yourself?
Oh, they were okay.
All right.
They're okay.
Mine was fine. Yeah, no complaints.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why is it that not one single flat earther has ever been able to falsify the globe?
That's your opinion.
They have.
I don't know
It's not an opinion; it's a fact.
Okay,
So
how come
flat earther?
How come Stephen Hawking had to fake his experiments to prove the globe on the show Genius? You tell me that.
So no flat earther.
You're not going to answer that?
It doesn't seem to me to be related to what we're talking about.
Well, it does to me. It seems weird that they had to lie about me in a documentary. They had to lie about.
No.
Well, Stephen Hawking had to lie about the shape of the Earth in his documentary. Nat
No, he
Geo.
didn't.
Yes, he did.
The Earth is a globe.
But he lied because the lie is on the screen. You can watch it. Want me to show you?
I don't know what you're talking about. You're bringing up something totally new to
Okay.
me. I'm not familiar.
So that's all I have to say is that I'm not
with
familiar.
that
Okay.
show.
Gotcha.
So I don't know about it.
You don't remember
So I
Stephen
don't
Hawking
know.
and the three individuals, the three ordinary
I didn't
people?
watch it.
Oh, well, you
I
should.
didn't watch it.
You should because it's a lie. So
What show?
Stephen Hawking's genius. Three ordinary people prove the shape of the Earth. However, those ordinary people happen to be, one of them is a scientist who says they're not a scientist.
Yeah.
The other one works for NASA in the video department.
So if he said that the Earth is a globe, that's not a lie. That's the truth.
But what if they lied during the filming of it? Is that not a big deal? You can lie to get to the truth. That's okay.
I don't know if he lied or
He
not.
did. I'm telling you, it's a fact.
You're saying that, but I can't trust your.
I think you should be able to. I
representation
think
of-
you should trust me. It's a fact.
No, I shouldn't.
Well, that's your bad discernment.
Yeah.
Bad
So
discernment.
back to what I wanted to talk about.
Go ahead. Why has nobody falsified the globe? Yeah, none of us have falsified
Correct.
the globe. Mhm. Yeah, because
Right.
here, let me
No
explain
flat
why.
earther.
Yeah, because when we see too far, you guys have a little dial on Walter Bison's calculator, and you
not
think that
true.
that's what do you mean?
It's not true that we see too far.
It is
That's
true that
not
we see too far. You guys get to invoke a pretend mystery magical Earth size that you go, oh, actually it's
our
bigger.
model. That's our model. And if you don't
Oh, so your
understand
model,
the model,
your model
yes,
actually erases the possibility of anybody seeing too far. Do you understand that?
no, it doesn't.
Yes, it does, because on Walter Bison's calculator, you can turn the refraction level up until you can see anything. We showed that on on Globebusters. I showed.
Yeah, it's not an accurate representation of what's going on. That's not accurate.
What's not accurate?
It's not accurate that you can just set the refraction to anything you want.
But that's what they do. I've seen Toon do it.
No, you didn't.
I saw Toon have a show where he said, bring me your observations and I'll show you why we don't see too far. Somebody would come in and say, this observation. He would go, show it, look at the distance, then he would move the dial until it showed it and say, see, that's the refraction. So
I could accept, I could
Science.
say it might be true, for instance, that it might be true that Mike Toon has lied about everything and deceived everything.
but the Earth's still a globe, right? Yeah, exactly.
That doesn't make the Earth flat.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Everybody
Right.
lies
It
about the
doesn't,
globe. It
because
doesn't.
that's how logic works.
Right.
And the fact, even if
But people just lie
even
for
if
no
Stephen
reason.
Hawking's-
Stephen Hawking lied for no
even if-
reason.
Could you please? So even if Stephen Hawking's
Mhm.
lied, even if Mike Toon lied,
Mhm.
right? It is still the case that no flat earther has ever falsified the
Right,
globe
because-
you misrepresent the model.
How?
You don't understand it in countless ways.
You test me. Hold on a second. Time out. Anybody who's ever watched this show, this person has called in and said, number one, that satellites have to be further than 1,000 miles. Squash that. There's been.
I made a mistake. Yes, I made a mistake.
You can't tell me how much does the Earth curve in 2 miles? Everybody in the chat could do it.
Don't
Let's
care.
hear you.
I didn't
There we
care.
go.
I didn't. When you
But I
asked
don't know
me
your
that-
model. But I don't know the model. I'm misrepresenting
Right.
your shit. But you don't even know how much the Earth curves in 2 miles.
The model doesn't say that it's
Wow.
8 inches per mile squared.
Yes,
That's
it
not
does.
the model.
Yes,
no,
it
it
is.
isn't. That's an approximation.
Right. It's an approximation of up to 1%, up to 1,000 miles.
Right. It doesn't.
you're just saying
have
words.
Observer height. It doesn't have observer height.
I didn't ask you that. I didn't ask you what the Earth curves
Right.
with your
So you
observer height. I
can't
said, what
use
is the
it-
Earth curve in 2 miles? That's what I asked you.
Yes.
Yeah,
So you
so answer
can't use that. You can't
imagine
use
that.
to calculate the amount that you should be able to see.
And who said-
So
who's
when you
using
say-
that?
When you say
Who's
when
using
you
it?
say that we see too far,
Yes.
you're saying we see too far given the observer height.
Yes.
But then you cite the 8 inches per mile.
I don't.
which
I've never done that.
Which cannot account
Never done
for
it.
observer height.
Never done it one time.
Right.
Find me not accounting for observer height in a distance of how much is hidden.
Show me
Show you what?
falsification of the globe model.
We have.
Which actually, no, you haven't.
Okay. Okay.
Well, then produce a
Seeing
video,
Venus at night.
Which
What about Venus at night? I mean, seeing Venus at night. Yeah.
why wouldn't we see it in the morning before the sun rises?
But it's been seen at night, like 11 p.m., 12 p.m., 12 a.m.
Okay.
sorry.
Sure,
Okay.
fine.
All right. Well, I'm just telling
How
you.
is you have to show me how you have to show the calculation of how that's impossible.
Show the calculation.
Given that the Earth is given
So
that
it's not
heliocentrism
enough
is
that
true.
you believe that we're traveling right now 800 times the speed of a bullet.
Yeah, that's simply incredulity.
Oh yeah,
That,
right.
again,
So they
is
can
not
give you
falsification.
So they could give you any numbers, and you're going to buy it, and you don't have any evidence of it at all. None.
People, we don't detect.
Oh, of course not.
Linear momentum.
Not in your model. Yeah,
we
no,
don't.
of course not. Yeah.
No, that's like physics 101.
No, it's a changing speed. So why don't we detect the?
It's not a changing speed.
What are you talking about? The Earth going around the sun changes.
Oh, the Earth going around the sun. We can calculate that.
Yeah, but it changes.
Yes, of course.
What do you mean you can calculate it? How are you going to calculate that?
We can calculate how many newtons you should feel given the size of the Earth's orbit.
Us humans are
speed.
great. They can calculate how many newtons that we made up. We made up the calculations. Yeah, it's cool.
Right.
Very
so
impressive.
Dismissal again is not falsification.
Of course,
so
when you just believe everything that you're told, of course you're gonna never. Nobody's gonna ever debate it, and nobody's ever gonna debunk it.
We can calculate how many newtons you should be able to feel, and we can show that humans in our inner ear cannot detect that low of a number.
Oh, is that right?
That's
Okay.
why.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Great for you. Okay. Are you done?
Right. So you still have not falsified. No.
Oh, nobody's
flat earther
falsified it. No.
anywhere has falsified the globe model.
No, because you would never
by
allow
all means,
the globe model is unfalsifiable. That's the problem.
that's not true. That's
what are you
not
talking
true.
about?
That's not.
So name something that would falsify the globe.
If
Name
the
something.
sun never set, that would falsify the globe.
What are you talking about? That would end life. What are you talking about?
If the sun didn't set,
If the sun didn't-
sun's
So if the
never
sun does set, then it's a globe.
no, that's one of the. It's a prediction of the globe model.
That the sun sets.
Is a prediction of the model.
Right. So does it make it true? Does it make it the fact that the Earth's
It's a
ball?
prediction. Science doesn't do true and false.
Okay.
It does confirmations of theories.
Here, let me show you
that
this.
Make
So-
predictions, and predictions have.
Then we're gonna let you
have.
So let me show you this, and then we can let you go. Watch carefully. This is the scene where they're going to put a helicopter behind 6 miles worth of water, 24 feet. It's the whole thing's a joke, but this guy has done it perfectly. Something that we've all wanted to do. But watch this.
Now that I know,
Again,
it's following.
It doesn't matter. Watch
why
this,
don't you-
or I'm going to hang up on you. Watch
It doesn't matter.
So
I can concede.
It does matter
I can
when you've got Stephen
No.
Hawking, a
Listen.
mainstream physicist, and he comes on a show called Genius where they're going to show you the shape of the Earth, and they have to fabricate evidence. That's a problem for you. Do you understand that?
No,
when your
no,
side
it's
has to
not.
fabricate evidence, it is a problem.
No, it does. They're just using even if they did fabricate evidence, which I'm
It's not
not
e-
admitting, but
they
I
did.
can say even if they did, right? They did it simply to illustrate.
Oh, just to
a
illustrate,
known
guys.
thing.
Oh yeah, it's just right because
But
you couldn't
even
just
if it's
just
true-
illustrate it. You couldn't just illustrate it. We have to illustrate it by lying about it to show you something true. Because if we just showed you the true thing, that wouldn't work. Makes
Even
sense.
if it's true that everything
sense.
in that show is a lie,
Mhm.
it doesn't make.
Look at this, guys. Just so you
flat Earth
understand,
true.
do you guys get so this is an indicative position of everybody who listens to Tune and everybody listens to FTFE. They all believe that even if those guys lie to you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much they lie, how much they fudge evidence. This is why FTFE can get away with anything because
This is what a logical argument is like, Jaron.
no, you're not
A
listening.
Logical
You're
argument.
not
you
listening to
have
me.
In order to falsify the globe Earth, you have to show.
Okay,
not
from now on, if
to.
any flat earther lies, I'm just going to say it doesn't matter if they lie because the Earth's flat, so it doesn't matter if they lie to get there.
Yeah,
That's
but
the
you
same.
have to have. You don't have any evidence that the Earth.
Oh
is flat.
boy,
We
yeah,
do.
no evidence at all, none. Yep.
We have the
Mhm.
evidence, and
Oh,
that
yeah.
the Earth is a globe. You have
Right.
nothing. You have nothing.
Flying through space
Not
in a
one
vacuum.
Single, not one
In a
single
vacuum.
bit of evidence.
Tell me this.
Show me
Tell me this,
a
Brenda.
measured-
Let me
show
let me
me a
debunk your model.
measurement.
Let me debunk your model real quick. What is space?
Space is the distance between things.
Okay, what is in outer space? What is between us and the moon?
Practically nothing.
What do you mean by nothing?
There's little bits of atoms here and there, but
Bits of
like,
atoms. So what are they in? What are they? I don't understand. What's next to the
it's
bit of atom?
nothing.
What do you,
It's just
what do you mean
nothing.
nothing? Nothing?
Yeah, it's just space.
What do you mean by space? What is? How can there be nothing? Nothing exists in your model? Nothing?
No, space is a
The
distance
definition of
between
nothing is no thing. It can't exist. It's nothing. So tell me about space again.
Space is the absence of material, like the atmosphere from the Earth.
Right.
Is it's like 2 or 3 atoms per cubic meter.
So
or
what's in the
something like
rest of the
that.
cubic meter?
Nothing. Space-time.
Nothing?
Space-time.
Nothing.
Space-time, if you
so
like.
Nothing
if you
exists.
Like
nothing exists. There's nothing there,
space-time.
but it exists. What is space-time?
Space-time?
Yeah, what is it?
Right. It's the one thing that doesn't change when you're calculating distances in this universe.
What?
It's a distance metric.
What? A distance metric is going to be that's
Yes.
my answer for what's in space.
It's what is invariant given speeds and distances between
space-time.
things.
Man, you don't have any beliefs either on
Between
everything
the
you believe as
speed
evidence.
of light.
So.
It's what is invariant between the speed of light and the distances between things.
Oh man, it's so clear now. So nothing is the
Doesn't matter
invariable
if you
speed.
don't understand it.
Nobody understands it. How could you have something that's nothing?
People do.
They
It's not
they understand.
nothing, it's
Oh, what is it
space-time.
then? No,
It's space-time.
can I touch space-time?
What? Can you touch radio waves?
No, but I can detect them. I'm not saying there's
So they
nothing
don't
there.
Exist? Radio waves don't exist because
No,
you
because
can't
they're
touch them?
no, they're a thing.
Are they?
Yes, we can detect them.
How
We
do you
can.
know?
What do you mean?
Can't. Just because you read instruments doesn't mean it's real, does it?
It could be anything. I guess you're right. It could be anything.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's not radio. It's some sort of light. So.
Right.
Okay. Well, that's not nothing.
So again, right?
No, again,
Space-time is what's invariant in
that's
in
not what
the
I'm asking.
distances
But that's not a
between
physical
things.
thing. Now you're making up something.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Oh, we can detect
it's
space-time?
real.
So where's the
It's
detector?
real
Where's the space-time
it-
detector?
It's
Because I've got a
where's-
radio in my house, and I'll go show you a radio station coming through radio waves. So now you show me space-time.
Yeah, it's what is.
It's
is
just what you make
is
up. All right,
Real
I got you.
Is what is independent.
Okay, we got to
right,
go. This
of
is
your
not the Jaren and
position
Brenda
and
show,
your-
and I would
Yeah,
die at
cry
the age
harder.
of 50.
So
oh, I'm crying.
cry harder. Yeah, cry harder.
I'm crying.
So show me one falsification of the globe Earth that doesn't get. The
I just
model
did. Nothing
wrong.
doesn't exist.
No, that's not a model for the shape of the Earth.
So it's a vacuum. Your vacuum is out the window. You can't have a atmosphere next to a vacuum. So you're
Well, yes,
out
you
there.
can.
How?
Of course you can.
Okay. well, that's-
Gravity.
No, I've already shown you this in a very easy to do thought experiment, and it debunks it. Yeah, if you have a box of air,
No, it doesn't.
You have a box of air in the middle of a vacuum chamber. You evacuate the chamber, leaving the box of air, and then electronically open that box of air. Is it going to stay at the Earth, or is it going to release into the vacuum?
How tall is the box?
Say 100 feet.
A lot of it's going to stay in the box.
What? If we open it in a vacuum chamber? Wow, guys,
If it's yes,
you're
if it's
dumber
100
than a bag of shit. I mean, just dumber than a bag of shit. All right, let's look at this real quick. Brenda, hopefully you're still watching. Hopefully everybody's watching. I'm going to do a short video on this, and then also the guy who made this video is doing an experiment up in Alaska, I think, or somewhere up north. And he's going to be coming on the show next Wednesday. But I had to reach out to him after I saw this. I'm like, oh, excellent job. He pointed out one thing that I think he kind of got wrong that I used to get wrong. But this he certainly did not get wrong. This is the first time somebody's actually done a good job of putting these next to each other to show you the complete and total horseshit that was the Genius documentary. Let's watch it. Let's press play.
Organized the liftoff and landing at the exact moment the helicopter crosses the horizon. Nothing has been altered, and the official time code of the full program is given. The helicopter here is about to descend below the horizon, and the helicopter here is about to crest the horizon and enter our line of sight. The waves of the lake in both scenes are identical, and the helicopter is not.
That's fabricated. That's overlays. That's layers. That's completely and totally fake.
The same bird flies the same path in both scenes. These scenes are trick photography and not true recordings.
You mean they did an experiment, a scientific experiment, and they didn't do it right? Wow. Did an observation and they lied about it. That's weird. I wonder
as it lands.
now if the Earth's a ball and the helicopter hides behind 24 feet of water at 6 miles, why not just, I don't know, fucking film it? Just an idea.
Okay, what's your elevation right now?
These are the same scenes with extra magnification.
Look at the water. If you don't believe it's the same scene, same exact water, yet we have one helicopter going up, one helicopter going down. You can't even say that it's just reversed, because it's clearly not. That wouldn't work. Way to go, Stephen Hawking. Jackass. How about this
It
part?
worked. I'm not a scientist, and to be able to just do that off a whim, and it just came to me, that was incredible.
You're incredible. Man, they're incredible.
My name is Kat Bobineau, and I am a scientist.
Now, here's the fucking thing about this. This film is before this one. Way before. Meaning this one here was definitely filmed and published before she was ever on the show. She says here, "Hi, I'm Kat Bobineau, and I'm a scientist." She says here, "It worked. I'm not a scientist, but it..." And my Joy NG, the one that works with me, she works at NASA Goddard, and this girl's a PBS intern. She talks about it here. So the whole entire show is fabrication. It also leads me to believe that Stephen Hawking was never actually, obviously not the one speaking through his speak and spell. Stephen Hawking was probably drugged or something to be held back. Who knows? Maybe he knew some secrets. Who knows? But he clearly was not. There's no way a physicist who's like Stephen Hawking, who would have a show being done, and he's like, "What are we doing? Oh, we're going to do this show." And he's like, "Let's fake the fucking evidence." Would never happen. So it's his face put on there. They sit him in a little chair and spin him around and, give him a little yogurt or something. And then they type out what he says, and they fake the evidence, and he can't do anything about it until he dies. Or until he died. So again, this is a absolute joke of a program. And when I see somebody lie about me in order to get their point across in a movie, when if it's why not just, they made like $600,000 off that documentary. Take $10,000, go buy a laser, and go prove it at the lake, at the Holt Canal. Do it. Why can't science go and go do my experiment? My problem is I don't have $10,000 to buy a laser. That's my problem. What's science's problem with all these donations and all this government money and tax money? And where are they? I don't understand. Why can't they do it? The whole point of testing and experiments is supposed to be repeatability. Yet, what are you told when you're like, "Oh, how do we know that there's stars are bending?" And Einstein did this observation in 1905. Well, how many times has it been repeated? How many times? I thought we were supposed to repeat these. Oh, yeah, we did one test. And anyway, she is a scientist. Then you get to Joy NG, who was also on the show, but she's
it is
a NASA Goddard, working at the science of storytelling, because she believes that anything's possible through story.
At NASA, in the director's office, such as Joy does, is not ordinary.
How dare you, sir? That's an ordinary person. With 3 ordinary people, they just found him off the street. One scientist kind of is and isn't. I have to go back to that part. Imagine the 3 of them sitting in some boardroom. They're like, "Here's what we're going to do." And then somebody's like hands them the script. And I'm looking through the script. Now imagine I'm a scientist. Looking through the script, and I see, oh, okay. Then I say here, wait, I'm not a scientist. Excuse me, is this my line here? Yes, it says Jared next. Yeah. It says I'm not a scientist, but I am a scientist. Yeah, you're going to have to say you're not. Why? Well, because we're PBS and we tell the truth, and we're going to do real experiments, and we're just going to make sure you say I'm not a scientist. Yeah, but I'm on YouTube saying I am a scientist. Or it's like out there. It's in the open. Yeah, people don't fucking care. All right, so I'm just going to lie here. Just say this line. I'm not a scientist, even though I am. All right, I get it. That's probably what happened. I mean, it makes sense to me that that's what would happen. And we're going to call us ordinary people, but it doesn't Joy work for NASA? Yeah, we're just not going to tell anybody. Yeah, but you could just look up her name and it comes up. Yeah, but nobody cares. Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Throughout the entire article, much of which we're skipping over, Joy details her status as a masterclass cinematographer, a self-professed science storyteller. And in her own words, by science storytelling, I don't mean fictional storytelling.
Anyway, this video that he did, by the way, is called The Science of Counter. Oh, wait, I actually don't want to give you this link. When I do that video, I'll give you the actual link because I think he changed the part that I told him about. He changed. So anyway, but I mean, this part too, it's like so obvious that anybody who's just, you have to have, here's the thing, you have to have a little bit of skepticism. And the thing that happened in this world somehow, I don't know how, is science lovers dropped skepticism, which is the point of science. The entire point is to be skeptical. And these guys are only skeptical if you're talking about Jesus and God. That's it. Other than that, if it comes from the side of science, it's true. There's guys that will go around arguing that evolution has the most amount of evidence of any scientific theory ever, and it has none. It's like, what are you talking about? Anyway, they go out and they say, oh, we're measuring this laser beam. And this guy does a good job of showing that the laser beam is obviously way too high. And then shows that when the boat drives away, and I pointed this out before, that I'll show you here.
For as powerful of a...
Because now the laser's up on her chest. The laser's up on her chest. Well, that's where about the next one hits. It's supposed to be down low. But look at it, it's up here. Then they go drive out there, and then they say, oh, now it's up here. Well, it's already up there when you left that spot. And look at, they're moving. So they were just swinging that laser right to left as they pulled away. So this is what they did. They went out 500 feet to make sure the laser was level, right? They measure it at the post. Then they went out 500 feet to measure it. And then they're pulling away, and Joy NG is having some joy swinging the thing left to right. Look at, see that laser come across? How is that possible that they've leveled the laser? It's leveled, and yet now they're leaving, and then she's like swings the laser. What, didn't I do that? What's happened here? Did I go too far? Oh, anyway, they're like swinging the laser around. I mean, it's just hilarious that this program is the worst ever. It has to be on purpose. So I'm not sure if it's just meant to sow discord or if it's meant to. I mean, yeah, that thing's swinging around. So now how do you know it's level again? You don't. By the way, this is him showing his last observation. I don't know the exact details. He's going to talk to us about it in the presentation, then show you what the next one he's doing is. That's coming up next Wednesday, I believe. He shows the problem with this helicopter being all weird. Number one, here the helicopter as it lands has doors and windows, and here it has doors and windows, and it takes off and has doors and windows, and then she's like, oh, thank God we don't have doors. Like, what? Oh boy, it's just so bad. It's so bad. Anyway, and then yeah, here's the other. Oh, I didn't even know you included this in here. I guess I didn't get this far in the video. And then you've got Nat Geo, who has to basically go out and they make a optical illusion, which is definitely done on purpose. There's no way they just got lucky enough to get anybody who watched this, and you even hear the guy say it. Let me go back to this a little bit. Right. This is the only place we saw it here. When you look at this, you're like, wait a second. So it goes white, red, white, black, white, red. So what is the black for? Because you would think you would put the black in the middle. Not, then now you're confused. Like, what are they doing? So now let's watch them here and watch the optical illusion. This is all they have, guys. This is all they got. So, of course, you got Brenda who says, they've never disproven anything because we get to cheat. We'll go out there and we cheat with these things. We cheat, we make up experiments. Doesn't matter. It's for the truth. And we don't care about liars if they're for the truth. If it's getting to the truth, we don't care if they lie. So they go out there, and then you'll see the optical illusion here shortly. Shortly. Oh, and then I saw the boat disappear over the curve. Yeah, with the optical glass. Yeah, sure. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Let's go. Move along. Oh boy, Spencer. Piece of work. Let's listen to this.
All the stripes are clearly visible. But sure enough, as the boat reaches the horizon, the stripes begin to disappear one by one.
Now, this is crazy. As the boat reaches the horizon, reaches back here, I think you got a little bit more room to go. Because if it's not at the horizon, then how is it being blocked by the curvature of the Earth, you friggin' retard? How?
By one.
And the lines start disappearing one by one. Yeah, because this looks like it's in the middle. So you think in your head, oh man, we lost a white and a red and a white. But the bottom layer is red. So anything, you can see the red. It's barely like 6 inches tall or 8 inches tall. So the water waves are going to cover that. And you can still see it. But no, not according to these guys.
The horizon and surface of the water is beyond the boat. That means the boat is not behind any Earth curvature. The bottom stripe here has a little bit of red hue to it.
Hopefully he gets the part where the guy says, oh, it had to be the curvature of the water, or the Earth. Is he going to show that?
One by one.
It's pretty amazing. You can actually see it pretty clearly with this camera here. And you see that the red stripe that was at the bottom has completely disappeared.
Yeah, it's completely disappeared, guys. See the red stripe at the bottom? Completely disappeared.
And it's now getting closer to sort of the middle green stripe, that is.
So we've lost.
The middle is not green. There's no green.
It's about 1.5 stripes.
1.5 stripes? Dipshit. That's less than half a stripe. You're a liar, fabricator, pretender, hoaxer, clown.
Right. So this can only happen why?
Because of the curvature.
Because of the curvature of the Earth. It can only happen because of the curvature of the Earth. The boat getting covered by water can only happen because of the curvature of the Earth. That's the only reason. Curvature of the Earth. Even though the horizon's behind it, the curvature of the Earth is blocking the board. Because that makes a lot of sense.
Hopefully we can go over CIA and KGB documents some other time.
Jeez, look, I mean, what a joke. Anyway, we're going to have him on the show next week. It's going to be fun. Let's get back to the show. We've got RG the artist in the house. RG, what up?
Hello, this is Steven Dawkins calling from the grave.
Steven, why are you faking experiments? Please explain to us what's wrong with you.
Well, if you really want to know, it's Brenda's fault. She made me do it.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt
and the
that.
only thing in space-time
Oh boy,
is
space-time
her
is...
single romantic life.
There's nothing there like one atom, one or two atoms.
It really is the inner cochlea of neurons that makes the world spin.
You never
and I
falsified
feel
anything.
it deep in my soul.
Yeah, don't tell us deep in your what. We don't want to know.
But to be honest, I know I'm her God, and she praises me in the mirror.
Well, her God is actually the same as as space. Nothing. Same thing. The same thing created the universe that is out in space, which is nothing. So this is very scientific.
Well, that
very scientific.
really hurts my feelings when you say that.
Steven, that's pretty good.
What's up,
voice.
buddy?
How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right. I've got a curious question. What do you think? This is your opinion, of course, speculation. In my opinion, I heard you say one time that you were going to look into this moon theory, the moon reflection Earth. Did you ever look into that?
I did. I mean, I'm not a big fan of it, but again, I always say that I want people researching things I'm not a fan of because I'm not a fan of them, so I'm not going to be researching them. So if people are researching them, they're going to find things, and then maybe they'll uncover some puzzles. So I certainly am not against it. I see the things that they see, but it's missing some things. It's missing what I think would be the Antarctic ice wall. It just doesn't seem like it really matches close enough to me. But again, I also read in a book. Gosh, do I have this saved somewhere? Recently I read somewhere that somebody said that the moon was a reflection of the Earth.
Well, if you think about it, okay, you know when the old style photography and then electrolysis, if you ever see this in slow motion, like
yeah, it does the pits, right? The same thing that
well, perfect circles, man, and it's but check this out, it's the same way all over the Earth. These ancient circle structures. That's like think about the Earth, how big it is, right? And then these boulders that are like 2 or 3 feet across. If there was a big enough electrical discharge from the sky, it would look exactly like a smaller version. So I'm thinking if there was, there's these old what do you call them? The old beliefs in like Greek beliefs, mythology. Okay, that in the sky there was this big war, and there were these like atomic kind of discharges that were seen all over the Earth, like different ways of telling that story. So I'm thinking if that is some kind of plasmic semi physical object up there floating through the air, it would match perfect with the Earth and its look. Put it that way, its look. It looks like some kind of big electrical discharge that may have captured part of the Earth. Maybe the moon at one point was all white. Think of it that way.
Yeah, I think that it's actually a no-brainer at this point that everything's electrical. That we're getting there. I mean, there's gatekeepers in this community that continue to spit wrong facts, but it really is a electrical nature. That everything is electrical, and so they just have completely erased that. They've gotten away from that. And you're right.
And we have no clue what the Earth really, what it used to be originally.
No,
is my thoughts. Like we have no clue. Like what happened 4 million years ago, if it even is 4,000 years old, we don't know. Like.
Yeah, I don't think you can know that. I don't think you can know that. You can't make the assumptions that you like. Oh, if we get 14 centimeters,
Brenda, she'll tell you it's all true.
Yeah, nobody's ever lied to us. All right, thank you, my friend RG. Appreciate it.
Hey, man, you too. You have a good night.
You too. All right, we got Felix up next. Felix, welcome to the show. Felix. All right. We'll see if he shows up. We're going to look at the chat, see what everybody's doing. How's everybody? Is there anybody? Oh, Felix, are you there? Felix? All right, we don't know what's up with Felix. Felix, join the show, would you? We got Taking Back Eden in the house. Earth and heart are an anagram. Heart has a magnetic field that extends the body further than any other organ. Heart gives you time, the present. Heart beats like a clock, even as we sleep. Amazing. Furfurs for life. You're not even spelling that wrong. Come on, spelling it right, get it right. He doesn't respond to YouTube chat. Are you talking to me? I'm responding right now, aren't I? We've got Andrew B in the house. Andrew Baker. What are you doing?
Hey, can you hear me over here?
Hear you great.
All right, cool. I would be on camera right now, but I'm at work, so I'm in my classroom.
Is this person's name Clit Rubs? What's up, Clit Rubs?
What the fuck?
It's the name of somebody on YouTube I just saw.
Okay.
They said, what up, Jaron? So you cannot just leave Clit Rubs alone. You have to call him
Yeah,
out.
I'm using my webcam right now for a microphone, so hopefully it's not too terrible.
It's not too bad. We'll go ahead. We'll put the three-minute clock up for you. Go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. I'm not going to need that much time. But there are two things to bring up, and I'm not really a big Matt Walsh fan, but I did hear him talking about Behind the Curve recently.
I heard somebody told me that, but I didn't hear what he was saying.
Well, he was just calling everyone out about the ring laser gyroscope and how he was comparing it. He did a 2 different part segment on it, and he was talking about the comparison to Santa Claus. So it was just fucking bonkers.
How are the comments in the chat? I gotta go check that.
I don't know. I don't read that kind of shit.
It's not always fun, but somebody says, will someone please tell me on NASA's 666? Yes, type in using the reverse ordinals, meaning that 1 is the letter Z and 26 is the letter A, and the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, 666. You're welcome. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, that's during your time.
Okay, no problem.
We're gonna add a minute back for that minute penalty.
Well, I don't need that much time, but Brenda has a prostate, and he shouldn't be allowed on the internet anymore.
All right, just shut him down. All right, I like it.
Yeah, he shouldn't be allowed on
Well, I think it's great content for them to just keep coming on the show saying the same thing and then not understanding anything. Do you understand? This person still doesn't know how much the Earth curves 8 inches per mile squared. They can't even do that math in the head. Everybody watching the show can do 2 miles, 3 miles, 5 miles, 10 miles. Not this one, but I don't know their model.
Right.
That makes a lot of sense.
It's beyond comprehension, in my opinion. It's really, really bad. But because it's Speaker's Corner, and I'm not really a content creator aside from doing the trivia stuff. And the next one has a set date.
Oh, we do. What is it?
It's going to be March 22nd.
March 22nd.
It's gonna be a Friday.
All right, nice.
And it's going to be I forgot what time we.
Lowry versus who?
Well, that's the thing.
Huh?
We don't actually have any competitors yet. We're trying to get some people on. And I'm not going to announce who might be on the following one, but we're trying to get as many female flat earthers involved as possible.
Okay.
So if you are interested in actually being a competitor, you can reach out to me on Telegram, or even just drop my...
Thank you, Justin Johnson, for being a channel. You should already be a channel. What's going on? Oh, it's weird that it comes up like that. Thank you for your 6 months. So you're looking for females, or are you looking for anybody?
Just anybody, essentially. Because the questions, you were one of the competitors, and you saw how the questions vary quite a bit.
I got
So we're just
hosed.
trying-
I'm not very happy with the whole situation, but I'm not gonna just relax.
Okay, well, I understand. I
Yes.
do agree. I think that you should have actually won that.
Yes, I should have, but that's
But
okay. We won't
I
get into
did
that.
fuck up a little bit.
We won't get into that. We won't talk about that.
Yeah, right. So if people are interested in actually being a competitor on that, we are going to be doing it for Sander and Stephanie from the Netherlands, who are having a flat Earth baby coming up in a little tiny bit.
Nice.
So we're going to help them out with some baby costs, which I'm sure, Jaron, you're aware of how much you spend on diapers just in the first year.
Oh boy, it's ridiculous. And yeah, the whole thing is just a money sucker. But it's all worth it. We might be doing it again, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, we had some bad luck before Mavi, so we'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll have bad luck again. Who knows?
Okay, cool. Well, good luck to you on that one.
If the
But-
good Lord wants it, then it will happen.
Right on.
Or if the good nothing of space time wants it, then it'll happen.
Okay. Well, either way, I think the Speaker's Corner, some people show up just to talk a bunch of nonsense, like that guy named Brenda. But I try to actually put something of value into whenever I call into somewhere. So
Well, thank you.
That is my little bit of an offering to the community. So hopefully everyone can check it out and spread some love.
Well, you're great.
aside
I
from
mean,
that-
people don't know this. He's donated already. Like 4 or 5 different VIP passes to the summits, which we really appreciate. He also is the #1 donator of the trivias. Every one of them.
Well, except for one.
Uh-oh.
One person donated $4,000.
Oh, I never saw that. Wow. Okay.
That was to the Tribunes.
Wow,
And we
nice,
don't
okay.
know who it was. Yeah, it was just an anonymous donor.
Wow. Okay. I was gonna say that wasn't me. Wasn't me.
I think I know who it was, but it wasn't me.
All right.
'Cause I'm
Well,
very
you're
public
you're
about it.
#1 whose name is known.
Right, and I do not try to hide my face or anything, but I'm at work right now in my uniform in my classroom. So either way, hopefully we can get some honest, well, it's not honest, but some really good competitors, because I've got some really different type of questions involved. And again, it ranges from flat Earth, conspiracy, you name it, I've got it.
Sweet.
It's
There's
gonna be on
lots of good
March
ones.
20
And there's
March
actually good.
22nd on the Melodome.
Friday, March 22nd. Melodome, another trivia, and yeah, the questions are excellent. I'm surprised you get so many.
I already have about 100 written, so I need to get more.
All right. Well, we'll see you then. Appreciate it.
Yeah, cool. Thank you very much for having me on.
All right, bye. And I won my matchup, but we're not gonna get into that. We're not gonna get into that. Can we get another? Says Taking Back Eden. Did I miss some people's super chats? Let's check here. Thought that the thing was on. Sometime I don't know if they went across the screen or not. Doug is a member for 17 months. Doug, 17 months for me too. Nice. Adam gifted 5 memberships. Adam, thank you very much for doing that. We've got Justin Johnson telling people to smash the like, and Taking Back Eden saying, "Can we get another?" Oh, there's a super chat on the screen. I wonder why that took so long to get on there. Can we get another? All right, good. We'll have to fix the typing on there. We have nobody in the line. I'll go for another 40 minutes if we need to. But anyway, so that channel name. Let me give you the channel of that other that we were looking at there. Let's see here. The channel name is Speaking the Truth in All the Realm. And it's only got 141 subs. I'm going to give you the link right now to the channel. It needs more because, let's see, what is this last video here? So there's this 10-mile Earth measurement and survey taken from Lake, not even going to try it. I'm not going to try it. Alaska. Can you see that again? And this is the one that we were watching. I thought he said... Maybe he's putting another one up. I don't know. I'm confused. I would just... That video has a mistake in it. Well, it's not a mistake. I mean, I've talked about it before. I used to say it all the time. I used to always point out, and I was like baffled that nobody else would point it out. Nice! Singeman has become a channel member, and Brock Lesnar has hit who's that? Buzz Aldrin? Yeah, Buzz Aldrin. Hit him in the head, and his head has flown off into space, and it will go on forever. Just basically, there goes another one. Clitoris Rubberus has also knocked the head off of Buzz Aldrin. And another one. Did I just see another one? There's another one. Mark Private has also decked the head of Buzz Aldrin. He's got like another one. How many lives can we get rid of Buzz for here? Buzz is up another one. We've got Elohim's Medicine also becoming a channel member. Nice. Let's just keep hitting the astronaut all night long. Just knock them around that corner all night long. Keep going, keep going. Who else wants to knock it? There we go. There's another one. Taking Back Eden has become a channel member. Oh, these are people who are getting the gifted memberships. Now I get it. Now I get it. Now I get it. And we've got... Oh, I think that's it. We're clear. All right, good. But he's going to do an experiment. I don't know the details of it yet, but he's going to come on next Wednesday, like I said, and talk about it and explain what he did in this one here. Beautiful, beautiful
so you
imagery
can
here.
See it? Yep.
Yeah, I can see it. All over the place. I got you and everything in field of view.
All right.
Before we begin this presentation, throughout the entirety of the raw footage, we misapproximated the distances at every single location throughout the entirety of the expedition, and until the expedition was completely finished, did we recognize this error. That being said, our findings are so significant and we are so thoroughly convinced of the outcome that we are sharing it here today. Phone, and it's like, yeah, it was clearly seeable.
And they're going to be doing it again, and I believe this is a beautiful one. You see this part's great. Of course, that's supposed to be blocked by a lot of Earth curve, which just doesn't happen to be there sometimes. It's really weird. But again, we can go show you Walter Bislin's calculator. Just move the dial and it comes right up. You can see it. Again, if you want to join the show, you should do so already before I call it a night. You can go to tinyurl.com/cornerism. There you see it in the lower, that side of the screen, whatever, one of the sides. And do that ahora, porque en un 30 minutos, fin de video, all right? Fin de live stream. And I don't need any comments about my Spanish. I know it's great, all right? Let's see, do I have anything else I want to show you while we have no guests? This is why, by the way, that the Speaker's Corner went away. It's because we don't have enough guests to fill it. So I thought we're going to do it monthly, and we'll see if we get more people. Now, obviously, I just announced it this time, so it's not going to take effect till next month. But hopefully, you guys are there. I'll put out some notices. February the 1st, I believe. February the 1st is what we saw. See here. I'm looking at some things here. I'm trying to look for that. I was reading a book. I think it was a book. Oh, maybe it was. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. Anyway, I had a PDF book that was talking about the moon being a reflection of the Earth. Old book, like 1900-ish. 1900-ish. Let me see. Do I have it in here? I know it was like the second to last book I read, but I'm not going to be able to find it this way. Not going to be able to find it. Not going to do it. So what else we have going on? If you guys want to be part of Mount Meru 2, it's still available, and you get everything in the past as well. And I got something cool coming out soon. I think maybe, I don't think I'll have it done by tomorrow, but I might. If I do, I'll announce it tomorrow. If not, I will wait till next week. And I'm excited about it, and I think it's a long time coming, and it basically will solve a lot of my issues with things being all over the place, bringing it to all to one central location. And I'm excited about that. And we'll be adding some little shows. Anyway, I'll talk about it in detail, but you have that to look forward to. If you enjoy the telecast, the show, this will be on, like I said, the first Thursday of every month. We'll do Speaker's Corner, and we'll have the 3-minute clock, and we'll hopefully get through a bunch of people. Now, let me check this real quick. I want to see if we've got it in here. Come on, have it. Might be in here under... Nope, that's not either. This one? No, I don't think that's it. Nope. Yeah, I don't know what I did with it. Did I post it on? I don't think I did that either. I don't think I did that either. Nope. All right. Well, as far as sponsors of the show, we've got always jjscbdrub.com. Very awesome. By the way, Flat Earth Farms. I'm going to actually get some more detail together in front of me, but he hooked me up with some Flat Earth farmings, if you will. Some farm trimmings, and so he's going to be added to the sponsored list, And Mike from THCshow.live obviously is a great sponsor of the show. So you guys should support them. And of course, the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app, also a supporter of the show, a sponsor. But mostly, I'm a big fan of the archive, the video archive, because it allows you to actually get past the Google censorship, which is a problem. Let me see if anybody came in yet. No. Nobody wants to join. tinyurl.com/Jaren. No. Do not type that in. tinyurl.com/cornerism. If you type in the other, you'll be upset that you did. Let's just put it that way. Let's see here. I'm just checking one thing. I want to see if I've got... Anybody want to do my organizing of files on my computer, please? Thank you. As soon as possible. Whenever you can, just do that. I think it's... God, what did I do with it? I put all my PDF books in the... I was going to call it the... Campanella Compound is what we call it. The Network Attached Storage Device. The NAS storage device. And there's lots of folders, unfortunately. Too many. Stop saying you do that. Too many folders. Well, we're not going to get it this time, but we'll get it next time. Maybe it's in here. I say that. Now I found... Oh. Okay. It's possible that it's in here then. Yeah. Let's check this out. So hopefully we can find... But anyway, I just think that I looked at it and it seems like some people are fudging some things, which, you know, happens a lot. But it was fudged enough that I was like, nah, it's not matching. It's not like it's matching. But the book kind of described it just was describing the way the sky is blue and the way that the light reflects off of the oceans so largely that it basically is, that's what the moon is a reflection of the sunlight off of the water. I don't know, just telling you what they said. Just telling you what it said. Not saying I agree with it. I just am telling you what it said. So I do not have it here. I don't think it's in this one. Maybe here. PDF. Oh boy, here's a big old list. Let's see if I go by date modified. No. No. What are these? Nope. No. Doesn't look like it. I don't see it. There are some great books in here. How about Tartars, the first edition by E.H. Parker? It's a nice book. We've got, but I don't see that particular one. Oh, here's PDF library, but that's all my other ones. Yeah, that's different. Yeah, I don't know what I did with the book. It was called, like, Copernicus. Is it a Copernicus book? That I don't know if it's that one or not. What I've done with those. So weird that they're not where I think they're supposed to be. Got to be like Eru. Eru has the skills. I don't have the skills, which is just to type in what you're downloading when you download it, and it has a name, and then you search for it. But I can't do that. I don't see it in here either. Just 1 second. We're going to check view. I want to do details and type. Where's the PDFs? PDF, PNG. Do we have any PDFs in here? No, I already moved them. All right, well, we'll get that next time for you. There's a book. I think it's that one. The Copernicus is a hoaxer or whatever it's called. So anybody else coming on the show, or we will call it a evening. Oh, let me check if there's anything in here I want to show you first. I've got some stuff, but I have a lot of stuff scheduled for tomorrow. By the way, tomorrow we're doing 3 p.m. Pacific for the Jeranism show, your #1 show, basically in all of existence. Let's see here. Starts maneuvering for the landing. What? Just seeing what this is. Why did I put this in here? Oh, I know it. I searched the wrong thing. That's why. I thought this was recent. Let me check one other thing. Yeah, so let me get rid of my search. All right, let's see what I put up here recently. That's not for tomorrow. So we watched that. It was funny, hilarious, of the NASA basically kicking the can more down the road. That was a cool thing. That we just watched. That not showing that. I have some Harry Mack in here. Harry Mack, that guy is just unbelievable. Like, at first I tried to do everything. I was like, it's got to be fake. It's got to be fake, but it's not. I've realized it at this point. It is not. Let's see here. Let's look at the AE map real quick. Or the, I'm sorry, this is Earth.NullSchool or Bob's net? This is Earth.NullSchool. So let's see if we got some heavy jet streams right now. It looks like we do. Again, how fast are these things moving? Usually moving pretty good. This is, let's fix this at miles per hour. Yeah, so 150 to 200 mile per hour winds right now in the south, kicking those planes around pretty easily. You got, like here, that's probably flowing real fast. That's 141. Look at that, 193 right here, 193 miles per hour. And you can see this plane just going to leave here, drop right into these, and just head right over. It's what it do. And again, it makes no sense that you believe that it's a globe because it doesn't match reality unless you believe that the planes in the south are just meandering and not caring about the jet stream. They're just like, oh, whatever. So I think it's pretty incredible that it's starting to make more and more sense to me now that planes don't really need fuel when they're up high in the air at cruising altitude, cruising speed. Because if you're cruising, you're actually falling out of the sky, right? Think about like something that, your pencil, if you lift it up and higher, it gets this more potential energy, I guess is what you'd call it. And something the size of a plane with a bunch of people inside of it at 35,000 feet is has a lot of potential energy. It needs to go down, right? So if you're flying and you just let the plane fly, but its wings are shaped such that as it's falling and the drag is happening, that you're also being lifted, you can just get up there cruising speed. And then, like Elon Musk says, doesn't matter how fast you go, you can get faster and faster for the same energy output, which means planes flying at 35,000 feet. Let's just think about this. A plane flying at 35,000 feet. And then let's say a plane could fly if they wanted at 45,000 feet. Okay. And Elon Musk says you can go higher for this. I'm sorry. You can go higher and go the same speed. Sorry. You can go higher and go faster speed for the same energy output. So, a plane could fly at 35,000 feet, but why not go to 45,000? You would then be going faster for the same output. So it makes no sense that they wouldn't do that. Yet when you do the mathematics on any southern flight, they're going about 500 miles per hour, despite the fact that there's a 200 mile per hour wind, which means then that the plane's actually going 300 and using a little extra wind to go 500. It makes no sense. But again, people are going to believe what people want to believe and not me. And I get it. I get why it's like, these are mostly atheists who have turned their back on the God and they've probably talked shit about him. And then they hear flat earth. So all they hear is God. When we talk about flat earth, they just hear God, which they've already decided is not true. And therefore, good luck to them on their dying day. That's all I got to say. Good luck to you. BobWins.com, right? I don't know the actual name of the site. I always get Bob Wins. Where's the site? BobWins.com. Move. Not allowed. Isn't, maybe it's not BobWins.com. I don't know what it is. Bob Wins? Or is it Wins? Right now I'm like confused which one it is. Bob Wins? There it is. BobWins.com. There we go. Let's go there. All right. This is what I want to show you. So anyway, BobWins.com took the AE map out of their system and gave it back to us. Because if you don't know the story, Earth.NullSchool used to have the flat Earth map on there. And then what happened? Clicked on something I wasn't supposed to. They used to have this map on there. And then they had a bunch of other choices. Keep clicking the wrong side. Over here. There we go. And you'll see here you can go to different height levels. And this is at 250 HPA, which is about 34,000 feet, I think we figured out. But they used to have all these different ones, the conic equidistant, the globe. There was like many. And then one day he just got rid of the AE map. It was like, why'd you do that? Well, we don't want people thinking that the North is anything special. Well, okay. And you can see how all this makes a lot more sense than when you look at a globe. I mean, way more sense. Let's see what's going on at the 70 HPA, which is just about 44,000 feet. And again, what the craziest thing about this is you're all moving in the same direction as the Earth spins. Can you imagine winds going 200 miles per hour faster than the Earth spins in the same direction? It doesn't even make sense. Let's go back to the show. I heard a couple people ding doorbell ditch. We got Dr. Bass Ackwards in the house. Bass.
Oh, what's good?
How are you, my friend?
I'm on. I like that you do these shows, man. It's too bad nobody's calling in.
It's all right. I get it. People don't want to talk to me. They're like, this guy? Nah, fuck it. No, it's all right.
It's a great idea. I've always thought it was a really good idea for a show.
I liked it too. I think I mean, there's some good callers. Sometimes it's I get complaints like it's just the same people. I'm like, okay, well, So anyway, I think if we go to monthly, maybe we'll get some better callers.
Yeah,
maybe. It's just like who's home at the time and who's sitting around the couch and willing to come on. How you been, my friend?
Oh, pretty good, man. I've been digging all the flat Earth content coming out lately. It seems, I mean, it's been pretty exciting for me. I just watching it, but part of me just goes like, I'm thinking, why do we even allow flat Earth to be debated? That's not what's, you know what I mean? It's like it's an objective reality. Like,
I told my wife,
Earth,
I told my wife this week, I was like, I think that, like, I don't want to be at the same place next year. So I said, I want to kind of like, almost like round it out, like get a definitive experiment that we can do, that we can walk away from. And then just anybody that ever asked, just say, we already did it. This is it, done. And just move on to better things. Because here's the thing, there's a chance that they want us arguing about this. And I say that because there's no reason for right. There's no reason they have Stephen Hawking lie in an experiment and then a lie about like they want contention between people. So the reason for that would be because there's nothing in flat Earth, right? Like truly, if you just find flat Earth, you've really found nothing. Sure, you've got a new outlook on the world, but you've really found nothing. There's nothing there that's you can like grab onto and say, oh, now I've got this. So it's almost like a stepping stone. I think it needs to be a stepping stone where once you realize that, now we can go in and look at with open eyes everything else, and then we can find the tangible stuff. At least that's because you're not going to. People ask about history. Jaron, why don't you talk about Tartaria? Like, because you can't prove that. I mean, I could show you evidence, but it's just going to be their story of history versus our story of history. And I'm not sure you can actually grasp anything there either. It's just going to be, well, we don't believe what they tell us, which we already don't. So I feel like it's just a lot of banging your head against a wall. I already pretty much know that there's a reset. So yeah, if the Earth is showing signs of that, I would expect that.
Yeah, there is a lot of stuff with the whole Tartaria thing. I think it's plenty interesting. I mean, I like watching that content a lot. That channel, My Lunch Break, I was getting into that.
Yeah,
channel.
he's good.
I found it on Dave's app. But that guy has been proving, like, in my opinion, he proves that the stories they give us are just bogus. That's kind of what he focuses on.
Yeah, some of them are. Some of them, I mean, I saw recently somebody talking about some cable cars in Austria or something from I don't remember the date, 1906 or something. But they made a bunch of, I don't remember what channel it was, so I can't even say what it was. But they made kind of some incorrect statements about that, because when they said that, they're like, there wasn't even cable cars back then. I'm like, what? I'm near San Francisco. There was cable cars in the 1800s.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah. So anyway, it was just like one of those things where they were making statements that were, and then they were like, oh, and this guy just appeared. Yeah, they do. And I get it. I mean, I've seen people get carried away, and we all do. And when you're lied to, guess what? That's what you have to do. You have to kind of spitball. That's the thing.
It's only natural. Yeah, for real.
Yeah. And we should be allowed to do that. Here's one thing that I thought really has been strange. When I got into the flat Earth, one of the reasons that was so enticing is because we got to have open minds here. And that was our statement for 2 years. Everyone was like, open mind, open mind. And then all of a sudden it became dogmatic, like science is, like everything, right? Then you have to believe this or you get kicked, or, you're a shill if you don't believe. It's like, whoa, now it's getting into, now we have a dogma again. Now we have, like, the whole point is that, yeah, we may have something we kind of agree with now, but we should be open to other things. There's a lot of people in this community that want to shut you down if you want to think outside the box. So it's kind of,
it's weird how that happened. I noticed that too.
Yeah, kind of weird.
I guess it's like human nature, I guess, or something.
Yeah, I think so. And I always say, like, if you lie to people, right, then and I know the elite think this way. They think, like, if we lie to them, then what they'll do is they'll start looking for the truth, but they won't trust each other. Because since we've lied to them on such a harsh level, they're going to no longer trust anything. So then it's really, and you can't get very far in life if you're just going to base everything off of what you can figure out, right? You can get your own belief system, but I'm saying, like, as a group, humanity wouldn't move forward if it wasn't for building off of the things that people have done before you. And so when they've lied to you, they're just like they're like slowing down human evolution, if you want to use that word, human growth. They're just slowing it down so much.
I heard Karen saying something about that one time recently. She was like, if you have this, like, totally bogus paradigm that you're operating within, like, it stifles all like any kind of real progress you can make, because you're trying to fit everything in this broken paradigm that it's like it just cuts you off the knees every time. You never really get anywhere.
No, and it's like it's like with crypto, right?
Gracefully than me, but you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, but like with crypto, it's the same thing. You know, the crypto is really, if you look at the technology, it becomes something that anybody who just understands technology can look at and say, oh, this could change everything. This could change the world. Now, has it been co-opted? Has the government, you know, are they going to issue their CBDC? All that's true. But the problem is that we've got people running around saying it's created by the CIA, which, again, for anybody who's looked into crypto, they would understand that that's probably not the case. Now, again, did the CIA talk about it? Did the NSA talk about it? Of course, everybody was trying to come up with digital money for the long time. But
they'd like us to think the CIA put it out there, I'm sure.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? So we have to remember that too, that if the elite want you to think they have all these powers, they want you to think that they can clone people. They want you to think, right? And then people go around and say, oh, they clone people and they're this. And it's like, yeah, well, they would love that. I mean, they love that. They really just hide out in the
clone talk. I don't know.
They just hide out in the tunnels in New York is all they really do. So.
Anything's possible, I guess.
Yeah. So what's new with you? Anything?
Well, not much, man. Shit. I just was thinking about, well, like when I first discovered flat Earth, I was just blown away, you know, like, like I don't understand. There's so many people that are just like, they just don't care, you know. It just doesn't matter to them. They don't even care if what they believe is true.
Nope. No. And it's
so,
have you noticed like people want to be led so badly? They want to be led so badly that this is what all industry comes from. Like any kind of like, I'm flipping through Instagram or something. All the ads are just people saying like, come join me as I teach you how to do this. Join me to do this. It's like, because people want to be led. They want to be held their hand and walk through everything. Like nobody wants to have balls and get up and say something that's, I mean, that's how they've gotten away with this, is that people like Toon and Simon, they are so afraid of their own shit. They're afraid to say anything that's not confirmed by science. So that's all they do, is they have to stick within their rules or stick within their beliefs that they're handed. And
they refuse to acknowledge how silly it can be. Like we've thoroughly debunked this space presentation. I mean, there's so many perfect examples of how it's bullshit. I mean, we've presented so much evidence on that. I mean, it's just as a community. I mean, it's pretty clear that I mean, NASA is like the equivalent to Disneyland. I mean, it's just like, it requires a suspension of disbelief, and you can't question it.
And there's no secondary, like, you know, these people, they just trust everything that they're given, as if it's like, they're like, well, what? You've never been to New Zealand either, so you don't believe that exists? It's like, no, there's a bunch of people there. There's people who go there every day. There's people who are flights going in and out. The moon is not like that. Space is not like that. There's only been 480 people that's ever gone to space, according to even NASA. So it's like, it's a much different. And then again, this is my problem. My wife says, couldn't the sun and moon, and I think Austin said it the other night too. He was saying the sun and moon might just be signs of creation. We were meant to, just imagine this for a second. You get to the earth, you're born here, whatever. And as you grow up, you're asking, what is that? And your parents say, it's the sun. We don't know what it is, but it keeps time, gives us heat, grows our food. You know, basically, because like we always talk about like life to non-life, right? Like, or non-life to life. How did they do that with evolution? Well, really think about it. A seed in the ground is not living. A seed is just a seed. It came from a living thing, but then you give it water and it becomes a living plant. So there's like, it's magical what happens here. And we've had it completely stolen. They've completely stolen by telling you, they got here and they said, oh, if we say what the moon is and we say what the sun is, then we'll just kill their spirit. We'll kill their wonder. And so they just did it that easily. And again, we'd have no verification of that. It's just killed. And everybody's like, oh, fuck the moon and fuck the sun. But again, it's like, what if those are signs of creation? Those guys just got here and said, let's pretend that we've been there. And by doing that, guess what? They can never be debunked because nobody can go there and prove it wrong. Because they so
that's where they get us. It's like where our scope falls off. I mean, they do it on the internal too. Like with, you know, like as far as like where the average person at the point where your scope falls off or whatever, like none of us can go to space and verify any of the shit that they're saying. And,
right.
And the same goes with like, none of us can really like, you know, have the equipment to like prove that a virus is real or whatever, you know. It's like, it's the kind of stuff you just have to take them at their word, you know, because none of us have the equipment and whatever. And it's like,
and I think we do have the equipment. I think that we do have the equipment in our head, right? You know? Yeah, exactly. We have the equipment in our head. Like, we just have been told, you know, first of all, we're told, like, don't trust your senses. And people are like, but Jaron, look at all these optical illusions. Our senses can't be trusted. It's like, no, dipshit. The optical illusions are built to fool your senses. It's not, you can't look at them and be like, oh, my eyes don't work. My brain doesn't work because this No, they know how your eyes and brain work. So they created the optical illusion. Don't be surprised if optical illusions throw you off. But it's like, we can trust
stuff
things.
Like the sunset, you know, like I used to think that was good evidence of the globe Earth before I discovered flat Earth. I was always thinking like, that must have been how they figured out the Earth is a globe. It's because the sun looks like it's going into the ocean, but obviously it isn't. So it must be going behind the Earth. You know, it's like, that's kind of an illusion, you know, but like
and you know, they don't even say that. I've read,
really doing, you know, it's,
and I've read old books. They didn't say that. Like, why would people like Homer and those guys, they all believed in the flat Earth. They saw the sunset.
Yeah.
So
I think it has more to do with the fact that once they put it in your mind, you start seeing it that way.
Absolutely. 100%. Yeah. Then your mind is, and even I have trouble with that still. It's like, somebody was asking me about the moon the other day, and they said, how many moon days are there? And I was like, oh, I said, the globe model is just garbage, because I said, the moon goes around the Earth every day. Now, they tell us it goes backwards and only goes once a month, once every 29 days or whatever. But I said, but the problem with that is, since it's going backwards in their model, it actually has to make up a day, because it's actually going backwards in their model. So they have to, so I'm like, actually their days are, I think it's 27 days, but it takes 29 to get back to the same phase, which is weird.
Wait, so the moon, they say the moon is going the opposite direction as the sun? Correct. See, I thought the sun moved from east to west like the sun does.
They say that the moon, so if you're looking top down at the Earth from space, you would say the moon is going counterclockwise, and the sun would be going clockwise.
Oh, that's weird. Because when I watched the moon over my house, I thought I remember doing this before. Like, checking
from us, it definitely goes the other way, but they're saying we're spinning, and that's why we're seeing it go that way. See, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. It's like, it's such garbage that I have to even believe. So I'm like trying to convince somebody, or like trying to explain it, but I'm like, I don't even believe that model. I hate to even bring it up. It's like, how would they know things like, oh, the weight of a neutron star? Oh, who went out there and weighed it? You're just making shit up. It's just garbage. These distances are like, oh, this one's 88 million light years away. What? Shut up. How would you ever know that distance? I showed you people the other day recently that if you took the sun and shrunk it down to a golf ball, right? So very tiny, and you had to put the Earth next to it, it would be about 10 feet away, and it would be the size of like a grain of sand, right? So that's what you have. Now, if we took that golf ball and the grain of sand and we put them over somewhere, and we say, how far would the next golf ball be, right? So the sun, we know there's stars, and you ask somebody, how far would the next golf ball be? Would it be 5 miles? Which would be a long way. Think about it. If you're holding a golf ball, think of how far the next golf ball would be at 5 miles away. It'd be huge, right? How would the person on a grain of sand see the other golf ball 5 miles away? No, it's actually 750 miles. Think of that now. Dude. That's the top of California to the bottom of California. And you're talking about a golf ball, a grain of sand with people on it, and they are able to determine the distance of another golf ball 750 miles away. It's ludicrous. Laughable. It's ludicrous. It's so funny. And then, of course, all the suns are huge. They have to be, because how else would we see them? So they're all bigger.
Yeah, that's how you have to like sort of rectify that in your mind. It's like, well, they must be just so huge.
Yeah, and again, these are things they had to come with. By the way, there's an opening spot if anybody wants to jump on, or else I'm going to be shutting it down at 9. But go ahead. That's why I wasn't getting rid of you even though your clock ended. Nobody behind you.
Oh, okay. Right on. That's cool.
I was going to say, dude.
But yeah, I think flat Earth is one of these things where it's like, it's almost a trick, like to think that it should be debated, because it's just it's our objective reality. I mean, anywhere you go on Earth, it's going to be the same stationary level plane underneath your feet. It's like trying to debate, you know, whether the sky is blue or not. You know,
imagine teaching, if you taught kids, if you taught children that the Earth was flat, all children, let's say in a kindergarten class, and then first grade class, the Earth's flat, and then in second grade, tried telling them that the Earth spins, and they would all laugh at you.
Like, yeah, totally.
They'd be like, what are you talking about? Yeah, right. So, I mean, so it kind of tells you what you can do. And then I really think that, and I always talk about it, but it's that security blanket, because everything else in life changes. No matter what it is, your girlfriends, your boyfriends, your parents are probably getting older. Your house, you lived in many houses. You went to different schools, different teachers, different jobs, different cars, but the one thing that never changes is the good old ball earth, man. You got to have that because if you really don't know where you're at, then you are really lost. And so I think that the people that are like afraid of flat earth are afraid of that. Okay, if it's then where the fuck am I? Like they already feel like they've got that.
That was the part that was exciting for me. I just remember watching Taboo Conspiracy's video, and I was seeing wait, we see way too far. Like it's like he's proving that we see further than we should be able to see.
Right.
And I'm just like, where the fuck are we? Like that shit excited me. I was just like, whoa, wait a minute. I can't understand how somebody would see some of this information and not be like totally intrigued and want to.
Yeah, and then to have their excuses like, oh, things bend at the perfect rate of the Earth curve, and then they make up things like they're like, oh, when this is looming, and it's like, wait, that boat. So I don't get it. So the boat lifts up off the water and shown in the sky, but the water didn't lift up. Well, how is refraction work? Right. Refraction's like, I'm only going to lift the boat right now. It's like, what are you talking about? It's so dumb.
Well, that's like it's not how it really happens with refraction. I mean, it's like that whole refraction dial that you've been talking about. It's like that is just the epitome of like the science. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely. That you're right. That's why I'm going to keep bringing that up because it is how they do science.
Good point.
Yeah, it's how they do science. They do science by like, oh, we'll do this, and then it's like, see, this is the answer. No, that you didn't. You just built something that as far as you move that up, things keep rising from the back. But again, why is it that when I show my glass container with water in it and I'm looking through it, that everything drops? So I don't understand. The whole point of what they're saying is that when the rays drop, you see it higher.
Yeah, they say it brings it up instead. Yeah.
But where's that? I don't see any evidence of that.
Have to do with temperature? I think that can happen if it's really hot, maybe. Like with out on a desert highway, you see
mirage.
But like out at sea, it's not hot. So
no, and there's a difference. We know what a mirage looks like. The mirage has the wavy, the inverted. Totally. It's like that's why
we know when we're looking at a fucking mirage. Come on,
absolutely. That's why the beginning of my show always says, it's it's a mirage. What you're seeing here is a mirage because like no, it's not. And the fact that we've got to lie to that's the other thing. How many times to have Brenda on tonight was great because I was like, how is that person going to make excuses for? It's like the same thing whenever you bring up. She'll come on here and want to talk about, troubling Tribune and he's this and it's like, that's a problem. But what does that mean? That doesn't mean the Earth's not flat. According to you, and then you bring up something about one of their people and they're like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what that person does. Everybody in the world could be lying, but the Earth's still a globe. Okay, whatever.
I don't think Brenda's even genuine, man. It's like,
probably not.
I have this theory with the Globers. Like, I don't think it's a genuine community. And like, have you noticed that they don't have any women? It's always all these miserable dudes, you know what I mean? And so they had to make Brenda be a girl, so they had the token girl, Yeah, I mean, when was the last time we had a woman globe troll? Like, I don't think there is any.
I gotta get one that says stupid guy. I don't have one of those. One of those. Yeah, no, it's you're probably right that because they don't have any girls, and that
just seems weird.
And they had to attack Jenny. So they had to get rid of her. Well, so did the Jays attacked Jenny. That's why she's not doing what she was doing. But
I don't remember Jenny.
She was just a good-looking girl from TikTok. She did an Omegle show with Dave and I, and was on my show once. And she was just doing TikToks. And then as soon as she came on my show, she went on her show and said something about the Bible, saying that the Jews are not, or pretending to be Jews. And then the ADL just tore her apart.
No kidding.
Oh yeah, because they're so against
popular,
hate.
I guess.
She would have gotten popular. I don't know if she really. Yeah, she was getting 100,000 views on her TikToks.
But she was talking about flat Earth, though.
Yeah. But
it's weird how we don't have any like women Globers. Like it's all Simon Dan and Bob the Science Guy and fucking FTFE and these clowns. It's like
I don't. There's never any.
I think girls are just too smart. They don't want to. They don't want to take that position. I don't know what it is, but it's funny how it's just like this.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Testosterone thing.
It is kind of weird.
I mean, can you imagine their gatherings? What a fucking lame party that would be.
No, I
If
can't
they
even. No.
That would be sad.
Yeah.
They're
It'd be like-
miserable. I can tell they're miserable.
It'd be like if you went to a 7th grade party at the hall monitor's house, right? That would be the equivalent. How did the world get turned upside down? I mean, it's all these people that we made fun of. I mean, if you watch NASA's presentations or their interviews with their scientists, the people are
The
just
people
so
they have there.
Oh man, those are
they're
the exact
such
people you would
losers.
be able to fool. The exact people you'd be able to fool by just saying, "Oh,
Yeah.
fill out this math sheet," and it means we're going. Oh, I filled out the math sheet, so we definitely are going to the moon. Okay, how could I fill out the
they're
math
just
sheet if
tell
we're
me
not
whatever
going?
you want me to say. Yeah. like, I just want to be surrounded by people that like me.
Right. Neil deGrasse Tyson says, like, well, they had enough fuel in the rocket to go to the moon, so they didn't go to the Piddly Widdlies. Like, that's evidence for him. Oh, they put enough fuel in there to go to the moon, then they went to the moon. Good
Oh
call.
yeah, so it has to be real. Yeah.
Got to be real. Or Bill Nye saying that it'd be cheaper to fake it. I'm sorry, it'd be more expensive
Cheaper
to
to
fake it.
go.
Yeah, cheaper to just go. Like, how would you even? He says, how would you forge all that paperwork? It's like, well, they did it. I mean,
Oh,
they
my
forged
God.
it. Oh boy. All right, I'm gonna let you go. It's 9 o'clock. We're gonna head out of here. I'm gonna
All right,
go
buddy.
have some smoke, courtesy of Daryl Davis.
Yes, yeah.
All right, thanks,
For
bro.
sure.
Take it easy.
Thank you. All right.
Peace. Dr. Bass Ackwards in the house. Let me say goodbye to everybody on the chat. Hopefully you guys had a good time. It was not a terribly populated show, but let's remember February the 1st we're going to go ahead and go 6 p.m. since that's what everybody decided on. 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern. Let's do another one of these fantastic shows. Tomorrow we got 3 p.m. for the Jeranism show. Let's check the fan funding real quick. We've got, hey, Jaren, I asked my question on Telegram. Too long for Super Chat. Great show tonight. I was going to call in, but ask, but also wanted to support. So you want me to check on Telegram, you're saying? Let me see. Where did you write me? Unread. I see you. Yeah, there's a great one that Karen B put out, but let me get it for you. And I'll put it in the chat for you. He's asking for the video of Bob explaining the ring laser gyro. And a lot of people have asked me like my thoughts on it. I mean, I'm not a big fan of that device. So if I remember right, and I'd have to check again because I get confused between the ring laser gyro and the laser. What's the other one? There's a ring laser gyro and I forgot the other one. RLG and a whatever the other one is. But I always get confused. Which one of them you have to tell it where you're at on the Earth? I mean, imagine. I mean, this is the kind of shit that's like, oh, so I tell it I'm at the latitude 37, and then it's like, oh, this is how fast you're moving, and it's like, yeah, but I told you where I'm at. So again, that's a problem for me. But again, it's a man-made device, and it has to take into account all these things like the Sagnac effect and things moving. There's a preferred direction of the ether wind. I mean, things like that, or of light. There's a problem there. So again, I never put much faith in it. Bob was pretty strong about it, but again, he was much bigger into, like, I couldn't convince Bob that F doesn't equal MA, right? I mean, that's just he was too into that science end of it. I'm not as into it. I think that those things are all man-made. I don't think E equals MC squared. I think it's the biggest joke ever. Imagine somebody says that and everybody's like impressed. Energy equals mass times the speed of light squared is retarded. Okay, now just because you guys don't have the balls to say that, because you're like, I can't say that, it'll look dumb. No, keep being that guy. I felt so much better in my life when I looked at somebody and said, that's dumb. When I looked into chromosomes, like, oh, can we count them? That must be easy, right? Oh, we were wrong from 1902 to 1952. So they're not. How could you count chromosomes wrong? They're little. Don't you just count them? Oh, well, we were wrong for 50 years. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, I was getting you that video. 1 second. It's over here. And it's called, thanks, Bob, I think. It's going to be right in here somewhere. I'm going to have to search for it on my, yes. Because I don't see it now. I thought it was on Karen B's channel. Let me go, thanks. Maybe that'll help me. Come on. Wait, isn't that what it's called? All right, let's just go find it on our channel. Because I don't see it. Let's see here. We're going to go there. We're going to go to Karen B. The Karen B channel. And, oh. That's weird. Did Karen B change her channel name? I don't think I even knew that. I'm tripping out now. Okay. Let's go with, excuse me. Wait, this doesn't look like it now. What? No, this is not our channel. Why didn't it come up when I put Karen B? Unveiling this realm is not Karen B, I guess. I learned the hard way. Man, she just I mean, you put in the spelling of her channel name. And she doesn't come up. Let me search channels only. Let's go with, where do you do that? Filters. Channel. And she'll be like 10th, even though it's exactly spelling her name. Ah, she's second. All right, we'll give her second. All right, Karen B, here she is. And let's go with this video in videos. It was, or did she play it live? I don't see it on here, do I? Let me go live, see if we played it live. Where did I see the video? Oh, I'm losing my mind now. Where did I see it? It was on Karen's channel. I know it was. It was just the other day. Oh, maybe it was in Rokfin. I don't see it. I don't see it. And it's not in videos? Videos. Oh, latest popular. Latest. Chief Crow, Jason Lingren, Austin Whitsett, Mark Devlin, Jaron. Huh. I don't know why I don't see it. Let me check Rokfin. I'm sure that's where it was. Oh, Rokfin's over here. Let me check here. We've got some super chats over there. I'm going to check those 1 second. I need to find where. Oh, awesome. Somebody's donated huge over there. I'm stoked. Let me get this done though real quick. Let's find Karen B. Because it's a good video. Everybody should listen to it. I played it on my marathon stream, I think. Okay, here's Karen B. Come on, be here. Don't. Yeah. Stop. Okay, let me see here. Are you kidding me? What is going on here? I'm going to check the chat. Anybody in the chat have that link? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's there. It's called Thanks Bob. Why did I think Karen B made it? I don't see it right now. Maybe I'm out. Anybody have it? Anybody let me know. Anybody know? Anybody. Karen BFE. No, I'm looking for the video called, it's on Globebuster Show. Oh, wait. It's on Globebuster's channel? It's on Globebuster Show. Yeah, that's not going to help me if I played it on the Globebuster Show. The question is, oh, sorry. Somebody have it? Somebody have it? It's on Globebusters? All right, thank you. I'll go to look over there. Maybe that's what I got wrong. I didn't know that we were loading videos there. Let me see. Globebusters. Let's see if it's in. Is it in the YouTube channel or the Rokfin? We're going to try Rokfin real quick, see what they've got. Quiet down. No, it's not on the Rokfin Globebusters. We're doing well here. YouTube.com/Globebusters. Oh, I know who else had it. Unchained Mind. This is Soul. I can't remember his channel name. Stop that. Stop. That's not the right Globebusters. That's the other one. That was the Motorcycle Gang. Let me see here if we've got it on the YouTube. I thought I saw Karen uploaded it. Why do I think that if she didn't? And let's go with Globebusters. Globebusters. Yes, this one. Videos. Come on, be here. It's still not here. Why am I losing my mind? Where is that video? I'm going to check the chat again. Did somebody find it? Anybody? Is anybody looking? I couldn't find out either. That's why I asked you. Yeah, I guess, I don't know if it was taken down or something. It's on, but when you're saying it's on Globebusters, not the channel, you mean that we played it on Globebusters? Yeah, but we're looking for the video. Let me go try and, let me see here. We'll find it. We will find it. I will find it myself. Okay. Oh, can you spell things right, Jaron, please? Let's see here. We will find it eventually. And then we'll head out. Let's go with the channel. So it's a good video. Bob just explains, goes through it, and tells you what he found in his different locations as he went higher and lower with it. And I understand his position on it, and I tend to agree. Although I think that you could do more experiments like that and get higher and higher. And Austin brings up a great point that all their equipment is always like in a basement, not movable. So of course, if they found a way to, the lower we are, the better we get close to this number. So Varen's Soul Unchained Mind. There we go. That's what I was trying to look for. Let me see what he's live right now. Let me find that video. I know he's getting here. Let's find the videos. And come on, I know you got it in here. I saw it. Didn't you upload? It wasn't a live stream, was it? Thank you, Bob. Re-upload. Thank you. We found it. All right, I'm going to give you this one.
From what I said in Behind the Curve, because of the way the producer...
Okay, I'm also going to put it in t.me/Jeranism links. If you go to t.me/Jeranism links, you can get that. There you go. And I'm also going to drop it in the chat right here. There you go. And I'll also drop it in the Rokfin right here. There you go. We found it. Everybody happy? Good. Let's go and look at the tips. What did we get over here? RG, you already been here. What's up?
Hey, what's up, man? Real quick. I know it's getting late, but it was just on my mind about equilibrium. Okay.
Correct.
And in the crystalline nature of where we live, how above us was described in older cultures, ancient, shall I say, cultures, as a crystalline structure, and then all the crystalline structures inside rocks on the earth, and everything discharging, seeking equilibrium, right?
Yeah.
Equal. That's a good word, because you think when there's, the sprites, and then what we see from the bottom as regular, what we call lightning bolts, right?
Right.
We can't see above us. So you think when this energy is pushed down from the top and up from the bottom, do you think it meets in an equal spot, equal distance from the top and the bottom? And then, when the clouds rub together, I guess, static electricity and kinetic energy. Do you think it meets right there where we can't see it, and the sprites and the discharge downward and upward? That's set. That's a set thing.
The set location, you mean?
But yeah. Well, no, a set thing in nature, a set law, equilibrium. Think about that. When things discharge,
absolutely,
and it seeks equilibrium, there's got to be a origin point, right? That goes up and down at the same time. And I'm thinking this lift with the engines on airplanes.
Nice thinking. I was thinking the same thing this week.
And being able to push like at a higher thing, what Musk was talking about. Okay.
Yeah, because if you think about it, really what you're doing is you can create a pressure differential where it's going to fill in. So basically, you're getting an electric lift of the plane.
You're riding in a pocket, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
The higher you go, the thinner things are.
Yep.
But there's got to be, why do planes fly at that certain, in between a certain thing? So we're told there's got to be some kind of energy flow, like the flow of the charts you were showing.
Yeah, that's the jet streams are at about that height. So that's one of the reasons.
We call it a jet stream, though. There's some kind of current going on that we're able to catch, just like the spider webs and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
And in fact, Austin and I have been talking about it because we're starting to think, could they have put something up there like satellites, like the ISS, for example, not with people in it, but could they somehow magnetically attach it? And that's basically what they've learned to do. And of course, they couldn't tell us that because they would, give away all their secrets.
And what is it? Every 100 meters, there's an increase, right? Or
100 every
like
3 meters, it goes up 100 volts.
And it's a gradual, but how do you say it? When it's at a certain point, it starts going up really high, like fast, right?
I don't know about that. I thought that they said it's 100 volts every 3 meters.
3 meters, right? Right.
I think
I'm not good with remember numbers like that. But
maybe it's every meter, which it's 3 feet. I think that's what it is. I think it's 100 volts every meter.
What do you think about that, though? That's how we can tell that it's some kind of set in the distances, and proving through crystalline and all that, and this discharge, that it's got to be an equal amount all the way across, like a round that's the ceiling has got to be the same distance as the ground, I think.
It's a good point. It's a good point. I mean, if you already look at that, we go about what 8 miles deep, and 8 miles high would be 40,000 feet. So
yeah,
it already
I
is
think
kind of
they couldn't go down that far because it got so dense. There's no way to get through it. But the farther up you go, it's so thin until you meet those two Gaussian surfaces. Then it's like bam, like sprites hit something, and the electrical, what we see as lightning bolts hit the earth. Now I don't know, man. It's on my mind. Anyway, I wanted to mention that.
Well, thank you. I think it's important that people start looking into this, because I do think we need to really recognize that they've lied on such a mass level that it is okay to think outside the box. You do not need to be married to these stupid claims by other people, just to really be open to lots of things and see what you can find. I thought I found, God, this guy like changed his channel or something. There was a video that was talking about the firmament that I thought he'd made, but now I don't see it. Let me check my history. Anyway, it was great because it actually showed. Have you ever seen them release dust into plasma?
No.
I gotta show
it. And it crystallizes, right? Real quick.
It looks like galaxies. Identical. And I don't mean like it looks kind of like it. I mean, it's identical.
Swirly. Yeah.
So it might just be like,
I mean, it's some kind of soup up there, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's plasma. I mean, I don't really understand plasma fully, but
it's beer bubble fart. But what did Brovsky say? Beer bubble farts. Yeah, crazy.
Where is that video? Let's see if I can find it. But I hate when I go looking for it, because if the person took it off their channel, then I'm not going to find it. I'm just going to keep searching and not finding it. Is this one it? Wait, center of gravity well. What is this one? Who's this video? Oh, that's Pitch Lumen. It was before that. Christmas Eve Spacewalk. I just want to show this. By the way, if people have never watched, I'm going to put this in the chat too. You need to watch Life is Short's presentation on angular resolution. If you haven't watched that, I always give people homework assignments like nobody's doing this thing. What am I thinking? But I'm going to do it over here. New Moon, I see you there. I'll give you a second. RG the artist. Are you back?
Buddy, something happened there.
Oh, okay, what's up? Finish off. You got a minute.
Oh no, I was just listening to you, and as far as the galaxy stuff goes.
Yeah, I'll show you that.
That's got to be a whole different realm, I think, because at certain points when you get so high at night, the stars disappear. What's up with that?
Correct. Yep.
It's crazy.
Yeah, because it's almost like we're seeing them through the atmosphere.
Yeah. There's some. I think it's maybe projected somehow, like most alternate theorists think.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. Lightning strikes 8.6 million times a day, says Taking Back Eden. But we're not. But it's not electrical nature. Not electrical. It's just gravitational.
Right. Well, if you think about it, that many per day, it's consistent. It's not. I don't think there's a gap. I think time is just irrelevant as far as where we're at. Like time is an illusion as far as we see as one lightning strike here and then 10 minutes later there. I think it's happening all the time, only because we're so small and the Earth's so big. We don't see it as. I think there's only space exists. Man, my brain's exploding right now.
I like it.
Anyway. yeah, man.
All
Thanks,
right,
buddy.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Let's go with New Moon in the house. New Moon, how are you?
Hello. How are you doing, Jaren? Yeah, I'm doing great.
Good. Doing well, thank you.
Yeah. I think long time after you have started Speakers Corner, right?
Say again?
I think it's long time you started Speakers Corner again.
Yeah, no, we ended the season 2 at I think it was like first week of December. I mean season 1, and I kind of wanted to get more, better callers. So I thought maybe giving it a little break and then coming back would work, but it kind of worked. And then we'll go next first Thursday of every month. We'll do it at 6 p.m. Pacific, and hopefully get some people.
I think the poll is going on, and there is a 50% at one option. I also hate that option.
Oh, is it? Now we're down to 50%. You're right. Let me look up here.
Yeah, there's.
Oh no, 50%. I'm thinking now. So it's still 6 to 9 or 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern is the overwhelming favorite.
Yeah.
I heard you debated Tune.
McToon, yeah, I was debating McToon, but the problem was like I was not having a laptop or a computer that time.
Yeah, it made it very difficult. I was working on the pinball machine and listening at the same time, but I heard you. Yeah, you couldn't see or you couldn't show what you wanted to show from your screen or something, right?
Yeah, but my arguments was not like I have to show something because all the audience like in the McToon chat and who watches McToon already know those kind of arguments.
Right.
So like it is not very important to show the thing because people are aware.
Right.
In his chat. Yeah. So like it was kind of good, but yeah, he told me like you come again. So I think like if I come again, then I will be more prepared. The
Okay.
data and everything. Yeah, like if we have some kind of data, right? Like the radar, how it goes, how it reflects. So we can like he was saying that there are people who can bounce off the radar from the sun. So it's like impossible for me to even think that people believe this thing.
It's very hard to believe that people would believe that. Yes, I would agree. It just comes down to there's no choice for them but to believe it, right?
Yeah,
like if you're
I
sold on
told
that, you'd have no choice. You just have to believe it. So they're gonna defend it. They're gonna fight it, and it's really sad. And the day when they figure out that they've been holding back all of us and causing the world what it's going through is going to be sad for them, you know. And I even asked Toon recently. I said, Toon, I said, you're a Christian. He's like, yeah. I'm like, so you think that God and Jesus care about 0.000000001% of the universe? Like, what sense does that make? Like, and you think we're going right now 1.2 million miles per hour? So you really think that God was up there like, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make this world, and I'm gonna throw the Earth that people are on at 1.2 million miles per hour, 800 times the speed of a speeding bullet. And wouldn't the angels like chime in like, what are you doing that for? Just cause. Well, why do that? Why not just make it still? Why not? Why would you make the thing that and he's like, people are going to realize eventually they're moving, and then if they test it, they're going to come out with a number that's 800 times a speeding bullet. You don't think they're going to be like, oh, that's weird? So it's just weird that like any Christian would believe. I don't understand how you can be a Christian and a heliocentric believer.
Yeah, like to be honest, that was the main like part I become a flat earther. Like there was a question in my mind from years, like, oh, now I believe in God. Like I was an atheist when I was like into very cosmology and astrophysics. I was thinking, oh, there is no God. Like Stephen Hawking is a very intelligent person, and he said there is no God, there is no way, there is no afterlife either. We only have one life to explore.
I bet he didn't say any of that stuff.
Appreciate this grand design of the universe, right?
Yep.
So I was thinking, hey, there is no God. But when I started believing in God, there was one question in my mind: why the God created this like 93 billion light years wide universe and it's still expanding? Oh man, it's like it's not believable for me. So when I got the flat Earth map and a system that is made for humans, right, in a logical way, so I thought, yeah, it could be, but I have to critically analyze it. So that was the way. And the radar thing, like I didn't told McToon, hey, you do yourself. I told him, can you just contact those person? Like if we are talking about the flat earth, like if Jaren is claiming something, right? It's people will think, hey, this is a very absurd claim to say the earth is flat, right? But anyone can come here in the speaker's corner and talk to Jaren in front of his live audience, right? There's no person who are bouncing off the radar from the sun. We cannot.
No, they all believe it. And I have
right?
said, give me in contact with somebody, so I'll go watch them. I'll go, but they won't do it.
Yeah.
Show me
Do that in
spectroscopy.
front of-
Show me how you've come up with, like when you look at the plates. I got to bring this up real quick if I can find it. The Edwin Hubble. If you look up Edwin Hubble, and he's the one who discovered the universe is expanding or whatever, supposedly, but it's really not. He just made that inferment because otherwise we're the center of the universe. And if you look at, observational approach. What is it called? He wrote observational approach. Here it is, to cosmology. I just want to show this one. So like you can find the plates that they used that supposedly show what he saw. Let me show it to you because like this is really sad that like this is what people are buying. Where is
Yeah,
it? Is it this
Jaren,
one?
do you remember? Like I was telling him like Arthur Enigma experiment. Like we cannot repeat that, right? And I told him 2 days back like come with your like repeated experiments where someone has seen the stars at the time of total solar eclipse, right? So
Right.
he come with something, and like I was not seeing it, but when I saw it again, I downloaded that image and go to Stellarium,
Oh yeah.
find that location. Yeah, I found that location, and it was like 10 years back, right? I don't know, but I found that location, time, go to Stellarium, and saw that those two things that was visible was Mercury and Venus, right?
Yeah, they say
Those
that the
are
other
stars.
stars were going the other direction. They weren't even right. So
Yeah, like the picture he showed where that was about like Russia or something. There was two things visible, and those were Mercury and Venus. Those were not strong.
So I
Like,
mean,
like,
can you see this on the
like,
screen? I mean, this is like their plate. Like, I mean, what is this? Like, this is what they're like having it burn onto a piece of paper. It's like, okay, what are you figuring out from this? You're able to determine that the universe is expanding. Get out. Get out. Show me this. And they know that if somebody came to their place of business and saw this, that we'd all laugh them out of the building. It's just like, show me somebody dating a rock. Show me somebody dating a bone. Somebody dating dirt. Okay, they just tell you these things, and if you ever went and saw what they were doing, you would laugh them out of the building.
Like if the universe is not expanding, their whole cosmological model is going to be destroyed.
I mean, this says here, the photograph shows a small region of a typical field in the deepest survey using 2-hour exposures with the 100-inch reflector. So this is with a 100-inch reflector telescope, something you'll never even use. Way too big. I mean, people nowadays use 10, 8-inch. So this is as big as you can get a star to look. I mean, come on. And by the way, even Vsauce has said it before. No human being has ever seen a star as anything more than a pinpoint of light. Okay, so don't think that anybody's ever seen a sphere. Nothing like that exists. It says here, the faintest nebula identified with confidence are about the 21st magnitude, or 1,000,000 times fainter than the faintest naked eye stars. Wow. These vague, I mean, realize what they're saying. These vague spots are the images of great stellar systems, averaging about 210 million times. And he was off. All his dates are off because they say he was like 1/10 of the time scale. So you can't really read this for that. But, I mean, that just shows nothing to me. And again, this guy had to stay away from the absolute horror of a unique position. And again, these are the big things to me. I don't care what Brenda says about, oh, it doesn't matter what these people say. No, this guy is the reason. It's called the Hubble constant. He's the reason that we believe the Earth is expanding. And he says it in here that the Earth could be at the center, and he can't dismiss that due to observations. I mean, what?
Like why?
I
Like
mean,
why those people are horrified with this position? Like, are they like they don't want to like?
No, because
establish a creator or
God
something?
means that there's something smarter than man here, and there might be some.
Okay, Jaren,
Good.
I have a solution for that
Okay.
for them. Like if I like this thing I don't want to talk about. Like I like to learn philosophy and history and religion a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So there is an option for them. Like okay, so like everyone have a philosophy. Like you also have Jeranism. So
Absolutely.
what's the Jeranism philosophy
Sure.
for the question? Like if I ask you a question, what is eternal? Then what will you ask? And every religion and philosophy, if it is a deep philosophy or religion, then there is an answer for them. Like what is eternal?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you can say I am giving you two options. One, the matter and the energy. The world we are seeing, the physical world, is eternal. Or the second option is the Almighty God is eternal.
Right.
But the matter is not. So what will you choose?
I would choose the second one.
You will choose the second one, right?
Of course.
But there is another option for the atheist who can say, yeah, the God is eternal, or the matter is eternal, right? The
Yeah.
first one. Now you will say, if you are going with the first one, then you need a global, right?
Absolutely.
No.
Yeah. That's what they needed.
No, Jaren. That's the thing I'm telling you. There is a philosophy that is the absolute. What is the absolute atheism? Atheism is existing for thousands of years. It's not a new thing. But people think, yeah, atheism is just a new thing. When heliocentric and global came, then the atheism started. No, atheism is there from thousands and thousands of years. And before the heliocentric model was not there, atheism was very powerful and very arranged on the flat earth model. Now how it is possible? Okay, I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Like when you believe that the matter and the energy is eternal, then the second option you believe, and I also believe that Like I don't want to tell these kind of stuff to everyone, like because people can get atheist with that.
What do you
Because I
say,
also believe in
atoms?
second option.
What do you say?
Yeah, like I also believe in God is eternal. But if we say that the matter is eternal, then the whole model, like if the flat earth model is there, right? Enclosed system where earth is there, hell is there, heaven is there. The whole system is eternal. So this whole system is eternal. It never.
Oh, got you.
No one has created it. Yeah, yeah. And so people will say, hey, so if we go back in the time, so like it's an intelligent design, so someone has to create it. So we can say this question, the same question we can apply to God. If the God is created us, then it is more intelligent design. So who created it? So it's the same way. Like we can say, nah, there is no God, but the whole system is the eternal and all powerful, and with some laws. And this whole system cannot destroy itself. But this whole system is like cycles.
Yeah,
Like
it's
if
very
there are
cyclic.
100,000 year cycle,
Mhm.
like after 100,000 years, the system will destroy itself,
Right.
and make it again in the position with the lowest in entropy, right?
And
then
maybe
it
the
is
people
going
are
to
smarter and they
rise
come back
again.
even stronger and they do better, but maybe they retarded us this time so that we're actually regressing. Well, can't really say that. I mean, maybe regressing versus where we were before, but we're obviously improving. I mean, look at what we've done in the last 100 years. We put a man on the moon, for God. No, I'm just kidding. But we've, I mean, planes. I mean, they didn't think that you could fly a plane in 1900. They thought that there was no such thing as heavier than air flight because they'd never thought about changing the shape of the wings. So, I mean, there's probably more things out there like that. I mean, there's got to be ways to lift heavy stones. There's got to be ways with harmonics, with somatics.
Like hey Jaren, like this is a question, like God can create a stone that he cannot lift. Yeah, so the answer is no.
Correct.
Now someone will say, hey, if you are saying that no, God cannot create a, like it's a Stephen Hawking question. So you can say, yeah, because it's the laws of God. Like God will not share his power, and God cannot kill himself. Like God cannot do suicide, and God cannot create a thing that will overpower him. So if God is creating a stone that will overpower him, that he cannot live, so he cannot do that. So this is the rules of God, right?
Right. Yeah, I don't think God can. Yeah, I think there's a lot of things. I don't think a being outside of time can experience things in time, and that's probably what we're doing here. Is we're experiencing for God all these. I mean, imagine think right now. Let's pretend there's only 4 billion people, because people get upset when you say 8 billion. So let's say there's 4 billion people. Now imagine that 4 billion minds going right now, 4 billion things going on, 4 billion people experiencing life, and then imagine that God is experiencing all that. That's incredible. That's incredible to think about that. As a method to really get an understanding of everything: love, hate, sex, fear, killing, murder, everything.
Like I also, like I heard so many philosophies, but I still don't go with anything. Like I also heard your philosophy.
Yeah, I know. Okay, close it up and give me 1 minute, and then we'll let you go.
Yeah, I also heard your philosophy where you say like there's a power of God in we all are the part of God. Like it's called but I really don't believe in that also. Like because I believe like if
You don't
God,
believe
we
you're
should
you don't
like,
believe you're a piece of God at all?
I believe that God has created it, but God is separate and we all are separate. But God created it, and God is separate, and the physical world, is separate. And
So
God
where do you
has
think
created
God is right now?
Like he doesn't need, I don't know, like does he need any kind of matter to be created? Like God is absolute and eternal, right? So he never begin, like he never born. He's eternal.
So right, so he
he's
can't
not made out of
actually,
matter.
so he can't even exist in time, right?
No, he doesn't need time also, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
so then if he exists outside of time, but created a world in time, in order for him to experience that world, he needs to break himself off and then go into time. Like that's the only way you could do it.
Like again, if we are saying like he have to break himself, so he have to share his powers, right?
Well,
like if God's
no,
power
I
is
think it's
in
a very
every
tiny. You're
person-
talking about your 1/8 billionth the power of God.
Yeah. But God shared his power. Like my law is like God doesn't share his power. That's why I
Well, it's not share his power. It's like, okay, so think of a 24 karat gold bar, right? You have a 24 karat gold bar. You can start shaving off pieces of that bar, it doesn't affect the 24 karat gold. It's still 24 karat gold, still pure gold. Even if you're shaving ends off and making a bunch of little shavings of 24 karat gold, you still have the original bar. So, I mean, is it getting smaller? Sure. But I think if the bar is God, then it doesn't really need to get smaller. It can take pieces of itself and do what it wants. So, I mean, to me, that makes more sense, because otherwise I run into the problem of where's God right now. Then I get into this whole problem of, you know, again, I get it's metaphysical and people will say, oh, you're thinking in terms of time. But I think that if we all treated, I just looking for what's the best method, right? Like if we all treated each other like you were
but there is a question we can say that like God doesn't need a time, and like he created our human brain and our understanding, and so we cannot comprehend the God, but we can just speculate, right? But
so would you make creators like, would you make your creation like that? And I hate when Christians don't allow this, because they're like, oh, you can't pretend like you're God. I'm just saying, hypothetically, if you were going to create a bunch of beings, you were going to create a world, would you say, I'm going to create these beings who can't know me at all?
I think this world, like this earth, is not only place. Like there are other places.
I agree with that.
Where we humans know the truth. Like there everyone.
Okay, I agree with that.
Everyone know who has created us.
Yeah.
So there is no misery, right? And
right.
But like if I believe that the God is we all are the part of all of us, so why there are bad people and killing each other, and so
because they're taking their
even a part of the God could not be bad.
Well, but God, here's the thing: God breaks himself off, and then each break off becomes the person becomes their own soul, their own spirit, their own person. This is the ego, right? So the ego is we all adopt this name. My name's Jaron. I do this. I'm this tall, whatever. But really, it's just another emanation of God. No different than my wife. No different than my son. There's nobody's above anybody else. We're all an equal piece of the Creator. Just like if you took a little spoonful of ocean, you still have the big ocean, but each spoonful is.
How will you explain the question, like why there is a misery in this world?
Because you have, as a God, okay, so it's the whole analogy in the Bible. The Bible says that when we ate the fruit from the tree, we knew the knowledge of good and evil. That's who you are. You are the God who has become like God, who knows the difference between good and evil. Now you're responsible for navigating the earth now that you know the difference. Now, there's the easy path is the one that is the one that causes sinning. Right, so the one that causes debauchery, that causes murder, that causes power hungry, keeping people in tyranny. That's the dark side, and then there's the light side. But you have every option. You are God. You can choose whatever one you want. You can choose to.
Do you know, Jaron? Like I got your point exactly, because this is a philosophy that I have read already. Like it's an old philosophy about 1300 years old.
What is it?
It's about 1300 years old philosophy.
What is?
It was created. It's called Advaitwad.
What?
There are some.
You're like super quiet. I can barely hear you.
Yeah, it's called Advaitwad in Hindi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I have seen some people who are Advaitis. They are called Advaitis. They also been to America and they are preaching their concept. But in my place. It's not very strong philosophy. Like people doesn't know about it, and there are no.
Yeah, nobody knows about it. I mean, people are indoctrinated. I mean, that's the problem. I mean, again, the story that I'm told just doesn't jive anymore, and I don't want to believe in that God. I think it's a trap. So, especially because people should start to see.
Jaron,
hold on,
like
people.
If we okay.
Well, I was just gonna say people should look around at what's going on with certain J's and things like that, and then realize that what you're doing is you are worshiping and promoting the God of the Jews, who says the Jews are his chosen people and gave them certain rules that they're allowed to do things that we're not allowed to do. And he's going to give them the land of milk and honey. And he allows them to do things that we're not allowed to do because he has a chosen people. God, the creator of all, has a chosen people. Like, that's embarrassing to me that anybody believes that anymore. Like, that is clearly a book written for the Jews. That's what the book is written for. And then what they did is they gave it to the Christians to bring over the new world, and they did it. The Christians brought it over. The Pope brought it over. All the conquistadors, and they came over, and if you didn't believe in the book, they killed you. You didn't have a choice. So this should be no surprise that everybody in the United States is Christian, or a majority of people, because your great-grandparents had to be. They had to be, or else they would be killed. So when I see that, and I'm like, okay, is that the way you would really promote your religion? I mean, to think that the creator of all said, I'm going to come down and I'm going to tell these sick couple people the truth, and they're going to write it down in my words, and then I'll just let the books be printed, and then, oh yeah, they're going to be changed and they're going to be mistranslated, but I don't care. People will get the point. I mean, it just is embarrassing to me. There's no way to me that that's possible. That's just, and again, what I'm saying does not mean you don't have to be, you still have to be a good person. You're going to be judged by the, again, I think I go crazy. I think that we judge ourselves. So when you die, you will face God, who is you. You will face yourself. You're the only one who knows your life. And you can't fool yourself. You can't lie to yourself. And I bet you just look in your face and go, fuck, I'm going back, aren't I? You're like, yep, all right.
Bro, like,
So,
so like coming again to the question, like if you're saying like we all are the part of the God, then
Yes.
what will you choose? Like there is a conundrum, right? If you are saying, then what is eternal? Again, that question, God
God.
or the nature?
God.
No, like the Advait was the concept of that. Like I don't believe in that philosophy also, like because there are thousands of philosophies, but it's also man-made philosophy according to me, because I have
Correct.
gone to the books, and the books are very like they are so like.
But those are all
stupid things
man-made,
in
right?
that
So
book.
I really think that
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
God would want you to come to your own. There's no way your goal here is to go down to earth and then find somebody who's going to tell you who God is. That's really what people believe. They think like, oh, I had to find the Bible to find out who God was. I had to find. That's just not the way it would work. It would be inside you. So I've pulled I know you say there's some other group that has the same belief. Everything I'm telling you is I'm pulling from myself. It's what I feel like would be right, that would make sense, that if I was God, there's nothing. What I would do is I was a creator and I created a bunch of little beings, is I would give them morality, right? So that they know the difference between right and wrong. But that's all I would do. And I would walk away. Because guess what? That's your best judgment of people. You didn't scare people into following you. You didn't threaten them. The God of the Bible threatens people if they don't believe in him, that he'll send them to hell. If we just take that and now look at a husband that tells a wife, if you leave me, I'm going to beat your ass. When that lady stays, we don't think that she loves him, and we don't think he loves her. We understand that that is a broken relationship, yet that's the relationship you guys believe in God. You believe that God threatens you, and if you don't follow his rules, he's going to throw you in hell. And then you feel like, oh, well, since I follow his rules, he must love me. No, you don't even love him. You don't love somebody who forces you into a belief. You guys are just afraid of God. You're afraid of the God of the Bible. That's the honest truth. You guys are afraid of going to hell. You're afraid of the same thing the science people are afraid of not knowing. To me, I like it much better. There's no chance that what I was told or taught is correct. And that's just come to my own conclusion. It's not, that's taking what other people say and kind of weighing it out. But what was that? Is that my house or yours? Oh, I thought I heard my wife comment.
In that concept, like if we are doing God, then we can say that you are saying is true, or this could be a test for this for the another world for some reasons. I don't know.
Well, I think this is the test here. The test here is you don't know your previous life. So you have to go through the motions here and you have to choose. And I believe everybody comes to a point in their life where they chose. Now, no atheist will ever admit this, because this is them admitting that there's a God. What?
Yeah, but we come to this test just because of some sin. Like if you're saying that he ate the forbidden apple, that is a sign like we have done some kind of sin. That's why. But otherwise,
why do you say that?
God has created us, and yeah, because otherwise God has created.
What do you mean? Wait, we've committed some sort of sin? When? Where? What?
Like just imagine, like pure souls. If the God is creating the spirits that are pure, then God will give them the best life, because God is all loving. So He will not give the people a chance where they can.
Yeah, but your story doesn't jive at all with your religion. If you're a Christian, what you just said doesn't match Christianity at all. Why would God punish every human being that's ever lived because of the first two making a mistake? So that doesn't make any sense. You just said God's all loving, so he doesn't want. Well, then what happened?
Like I'm not Christian.
Oh, I thought you were.
No, I even don't know what Christianity. I just know something. Like in my country, Christianity is less than 3%.
Okay, what's the main religion there?
I'm also. It's like people call it Hinduism.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Hey, I gotta go. I see a bunch of people coming behind you, and I was already.
Finally, yeah. So in the last thing, I can say like you can create your worldview in two ways. Like if you're saying eternal God, no, you can also say that the nature is eternal, the physical person is eternal, and we all are the part of this nature. And this nature is all powerful, so there is no requirement for the God, like because we all are the part of this nature that is all powerful and eternal. So we are also eternal and all powerful. Yeah, there's two ways to explain.
Yes, I agree with that, but I
it's
think
very difficult. But yeah, you are so like intelligent persons. I know your worldview is better than mine. Yeah.
No, it's not about being better. It's just about whatever you feel comfortable in. And I'm all for people believing whatever gets them through life. You have to have some belief in order to handle death and just, and the bad things that happen here. But I think that the
like you can say that we all are the part of this physical nature, physical world that is all powerful, that made the trees, and it made us. Like there's no God required for this.
I think that there is a God required. Yeah, I think that.
You can go both way. Yeah. So next time. Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. Talk to you later. Peace. All right. Let's go to who else we got? Serge. I'm going to put the clock on 3 minutes. Let's do it.
How's it going?
Good, you?
Yeah, no, I kind of, that's good. Yeah, I was just listening to you guys kind of agree, disagree. I just wanted to say something earlier. I was thinking you're having some troubles calling few callers.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a thought-provoking thing that I thought of. I just thought it would be cool to let.
Okay, let's hear it.
I don't know. Well, it's this whole concept of, how they say you'll own nothing and be happy, right?
Right.
And it's kind of like, it's a biblical concept, but they tell you once they already did it. So it's like they have, let's say you're in Job, it says you're born, you come into this world naked and you leave them naked. And that's just a fact. And then flat earth shows you that there's a creator. So when it says you can't serve yourself, you just serve, good or bad. So, because when they asked him, they called Jesus good, he's like, there's no one good but the Father in heaven. So
right.
If there is only one, if you're serving good or bad, and then you leave naked, you never actually own anything. It's just the creator owns everything on the earth. And then in the end, if you think you serve yourself, you're serving like it's like pride or vanity,
ego, whatever.
But in the end, it's they tell you once, so they want to own everything. Once you register everything, it's all part of that legalese, where they'll tell you once they already own everything. So they're like, oh, you'll own nothing and be happy. They want to own everything and they want you to be happy about it. So
right.
It's like communism, but they're the ones that own everything instead of God.
Well, that's why communism's never worked, right? Communism's never worked because of that. There's always somebody in charge who owns everything.
Exactly. And they want to be God. They all strive to be
Absolutely.
Babylon. What is Babylon?
I think that they might.
Go
ahead.
Sorry, it's the Freemason book, right? And it's like the key to all of it. Where
right.
It says the Freemasons, like lower Freemasons, think it's Solomon that there is their high head Freemason, but it says they all strive to be Nimrod, because Nimrod is the first guy that made rules on this earth that everyone thought were laws. So gods make laws, people make rules. So
right.
When we ourselves out of our own mouth say that you made a law, we're saying that person's a god. So they already, when they think they attained godhood, is that when you with your own mouth proclaim that they made a law in that you're
and we're just
actions
and we're manifesting it. We're manifesting it. Like if what we think and feel comes to reality, then they're just setting us up to say the things that they want to be said, that they want to be true. Like you said, like saying that this guy's he created this law, he created that law. Well, now you kind of are putting them into this God state, or at least they feel that way. I think that they are going to live forever. I think that they think that they have some deal with Satan or something, or Lucifer's a real god, or I don't really know what I've never talked to one, but I think that's what they think.
Sorry, I think they serve the lusts, because that's the whole, I've kind of figured out how they keep everybody in their check, right? So all the systems know who is a psycho, who's a murderer, so like once they have enough data collection, they all know who's who.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of getting rid of them, if you want to really have a lion on a leash in a pen of sheep.
Right.
So if you really figure out that this is a predator, that's where the whole name meaning predator, right? These predator, so that if they can have something bad, so that like everyone will rip them apart if they find out, you get the worst on them, and all of a sudden you have them on a leash, right? So that's like everyone's controlled by their lust. They just give it to them, and then they control them with it.
Yep. That's how I think the whole industry works, like music and all that stuff. And B.O.B. told me that he got taken in a limo and told to suck some guy's dick, and then he told them no, and they said you'll never have what are they called, a label again. You'll never have a record label again. And since then he's never had one. He's had to do it all on himself, because he claims that he was told he could play ball, and this was after he'd done Satellites and his big song, so he'd been made millions of dollars, and then you had a choice of continue doing it for this. And then if they have something like that on you, then they can hold that over you. And then they can pull you in at any time and use you as like a sleeper cell at any point. So, I mean, it's kind of dangerous that...
it's like what Dave figured out about those anti-flat earthers, maybe, where it seems like they all of a sudden had some sort of charges and they all kind of went away, maybe. And it seems like the dirtier stuff that would be better for them, where it's like, this guy's going to do a great job for us then, you know what I mean?
Maybe. I'm back and forth with that one because I really do think it's better for them if they never have to have a worry about that. What I mean is that if you have people who really believe, like let's say McToon really believes it, then they don't have to worry about him. He's not going to show up on a show one day and be like, okay, because he believes it so strongly. But if he was acting, maybe, but you're right. If somebody's life is on the line and you would go to jail, maybe they just are never going to come out and say it. So they'll never tell us, that's for sure.
Well, I don't want to call him a pedophile, but I'm saying any kind of weird stuff like that, where it's like, ooh, the whole Epstein stuff, where it's like, really, it's like the government, where people say, oh, this government, these government agencies, where it's like, it could be your neighbor the whole time. You know what I mean? Like, the people are these big families. They all have cousins and uncles, and they're all your neighbors and the people next to you at the grocery store. So it's not necessarily where it's some other country, some other little hidden rich place.
They want you to think that, probably.
They're everywhere.
Yeah,
exactly.
I just heard this story about Fresno, which is about an hour south of me. And there's a city councilman who is standing trial for murder. And what happened was that he was, supposedly somebody was sitting across the street from this guy's house and watched a Ford Bronco or whatever it is pull up. And then the guy came out of his house, some guy came out of his house, and then they saw this car run him over. So the guy went up on the hood, and then he went forward a little bit, then stopped. The guy fell off the hood, and then the car ran him over and left. And he testified, and not testified, he was telling the police he was a 10 out of 10 that it was the councilman, it was the councilman's car, everything. So then they just went to whatever they call it when you have like the grand jury to decide if there's going to be a trial. And this guy shows up yesterday at court, or I think it was yesterday, and says he doesn't remember anything. He was high. And that's the only witness, right? The only witness is, so now they're like, oh, the new number one witness is the cop that guy told. But I'm like, holy shit, I mean, that's how easy it is. Like, whoever got to him just told him, like, here's this much money, and you don't remember anything. You were high. And that's this guy's story. He's just sticking to that story. It's like crazy. I'm like, there's so many things like that that go on. I know there's, and we watch this councilman will get away with murder now because that brings in reasonable doubt. If you're a juror and you're like, wait, the only witness that there was no longer remembers the story at all, even though he told the officer it was a 10 out of 10, it was definitely the councilman. So it's just crazy. All these, I just think that
just gets me my blood boiling. Like watching even some of those Long Island Audit or
those ones piss me off.
One, James Freeman or whatever.
Yeah, cops are crazy.
Man. Just it's like I already knew growing up in some of the stuff, like, you know, in like bad neighborhoods and whatnot. It's not necessarily like they are some of the worst gangs there are, and they will do the worst. Like
same thing with government. I mean, government is mafia. The mafia.
That's what I mean. The cops are the worst.
Yep, absolutely.
But then if you look up CIA, they bring in all the drugs and all the stuff. So or they
think about that. That is
really.
crazy to think about. I mean,
it's just higher. Yeah, if you think of gangs, then how would that work then? If the CIA is getting it to the biggest gangs, how does that work? Like really in reality,
threatening with like you said, people that committed some crime, and then you say, hey, we'll let you get out of jail, but you have to do this for us, or else you're going back in the second that you go against.
I just mean like ground level. Like put yourself in the picture. Like you got government agents literally coming, switching stuff out, or however it works. Like but it would be a continuous thing, and it would be like. Not just the small amounts that it's broken up into later, it's the huge amounts.
Right.
So it's just like the biggest drug dealers.
Yeah, it's crazy. And think about the United States, or, you know, people escaping the Britain, if you will. But it's like the things that they were mad about were like, you're taxing us without representation. But none of it was like, you're bringing drugs in. You're the one trafficking children.
Drugs makes me mad. It's like the pharmacy and all of how much they kill people with their nonsense.
Oh goodness!
And they even have the audacity to even look at somebody smoking a joint. It's like they should just get hammered, like with a hammer.
Man,
I don't know.
My wife was talking to her mom today, and she said something about what does she have happening? But whatever it was, the doctor told her, "Oh, take a baby aspirin every day." I'm like, what kind of doctor? Take a baby aspirin every day. You'll be fine. Okay.
Well, biblically, you know, like witchcraft is pharmakia, right? And translated from in Greek. So that's why it's like when you think about apothecary is the true like,
right?
You know, natural medicine.
And they've gotten so far away from
wiped
that.
out.
Now, if you can't even like say, "Oh, this person has not been, approved by the FDA," they can't say that on their package. It's like, what? It's just it's milk.
Yeah, but
thistle.
it makes it simple to understand when you realize like all of it. It's like they're all corporations or like divisions of Walmart. Like if you think of the country corporation as like Walmart, it makes it simpler to understand why you don't have to listen to them, right? Like it's like,
exactly.
Oh, that's the floor polishing division of Walmart. That's their.
You're not gonna listen to that guy.
Yeah, the aisle restockers. Like it's not. It makes it more understandable.
All right. Well, thanks for the call, Go. We got one other person back from you, but I appreciate it. We will talk to you again soon. Next time, February 1st. And then we got Taking Back Eden. You don't have something connected. It says connect your mic or your cam to join the stream. So I'll give you 2 minutes. That was a good call. Yeah, I think we'll do good. February 1st. Mark it down. Put it in your calendar. Put it in your iPhone calendar. Put it in your, what is that thing called? Android phone. I don't know who the hell would have one of those, but if you have one of those, do it. Was there something else I was going to do? What else did I do? Oh, I was trying to look for that one other firmament video, but I didn't find it. I'll find it for next time. I don't remember if I can find it right here. God, you cannot find anything on YouTube anymore. What a garbage search it's become. Yeah, I don't see it. But you can't search anything anymore. Broken pieces of the dome. What the hell does that mean? Oh, I don't know what that's from. Firmament. No, I don't see it. Anyway, there's. Actually, I'm going to just look real quick. I want to look up dust in plasma. Dusty plasma. The film. Let me see if this is it. Oh, it kind of looks like it. Now, what they're trying to say is if you... is this going to be a good enough picture? I bet you they won't show you the one that looks like a galaxy. They don't want you to see that. But what they're going to try and say is like, oh, yeah, you can... It looks like the... Because that's what's going on in space, only that everything's way bigger. But this happens with dust. Let me see here. Dust motion and intense plasma. Where's the one that they were showing? No, that's not very helpful. Let me see if I can find the one. Is this one it? Dust motion in an intense plasma. No. Dust motion intense plasma. U.S. Naval Lab. Plasma treatment machine to remove... Nope. Dusty plasma. Look at this. I know you guys aren't looking. I'll pull it over here so you can see what I'm looking at. But so far, I haven't seen the one that actually looks... I mean, it looks identical to galaxies. And I don't know if this is going to look like it. What is this stuff doing? See little pieces? But that's still not the one I'm looking for. Let me check. Is it this one? Oh, the other thing is, why do I have 2-second videos? I have all these. It also shows a video where you put a magnetic piece in the center and all the plasma makes a hole around it. And it creates a crystalline structure, which is weird. That's what everybody believed before. Dusty plasma. Doesn't look like it's in there. Is this one? This kind of looks like it, maybe. No. Damn. I wish I could find that video, but I thought it was by... I don't know. We'll talk to the guy next Wednesday. The parabolic flight. Maybe this is it. This kind of reminds me of it. Is it a different language?
Of the chamber and tracing the particles. So with this, we can actually then, after the experiment, we can reconstruct the trajectories in 3 dimensions and follow the part.
This looks like it. Hold on, let me see. It's not really showing it.
So you have a third one here.
Yeah, that's true. So this is
dusty plasma. God, I'm not seeing it. Studying dust and plasma. Plasma has a life form? No.
Solid. It is the fourth.
But this is definitely the direction the research needs to go because it matches everything. Let me see here. Where are we at? Stop that. Let me see if I can find it. Oh boy. Knock it off, lady. Scenes out of chaos. Man, I wish I could find that video because the two scenes were really crazy that you just look at it, you're like, oh my god, that's everything that's going on. And I don't fully understand plasma. You need to understand it better because you basically get no fume, no dust. Here you go with the Gaussian surfaces. And just trying to see if any of these show the actual. I mean, I don't want to see cartoons. I want to see the real thing, which is what Dusty Plasma Technology Report. Oh, maybe this is it. Look at this.
State of matter, ionized gas or plasma. Havasta had been studying, investigating phenomena that both astronomers and computer chip makers are interested in. The common thread is the interaction between dust and the so-called fourth state of matter. How changes in gravity changed the space.
No gravity. Gravity's weight. Just ask somebody who believes in gravity, what is weight? What is weight then? And they will get very confused. Plasma is simply, if you wonder what. I'll find it for you because I don't know if that guy took the video down. We'll ask him next Wednesday because I don't see. It was, but I do think it was in a parabolic flight. I do remember that. So let me put dust, plasma, parabolic. I do think they were doing it in a plane. Actually, now I think about it, it was actually like a. Might have been astronauts on a plane or something that were doing it. But I don't see it. What's this? Why are every video like 20 seconds, 2 seconds, 18 seconds? C1 parabolic flight, ESA's experiments. I thought it might be it. There was like astronauts in a parabolic flight doing it. Does that look like it? They don't show you any of the actual. They just show you these guys floating around. Yeah, I don't. Not gonna find it, I guess. He must have taken the video to Green Soldiers Turning Point Plasma Research. Oh, that one's showing the. Oh, this one shows like the hole, and then they all started to move around it. Lasers coming in, determination of dust ion acoustics. Yeah, I mean, this is where I got to start looking at some stuff. Dusty process of plasma. Where you got that video from? That's we already looked at that one. It looked like this one. But what happens is this dust gets up in the plasma and starts rotating and then looks exactly like a galaxy. So, I mean, what if we're just like looking at dust, and if things are expanding and moving away from us, then maybe it's just dust from like, well, what if the Earth kind of, and that's what we're looking at, is just the dust. What is this one doing? Well, move the video along. But I'll have to find out from that guy where Caleb is his name. This one? This one looks good. Why is everything 5 seconds? Real helpful. Real helpful. Plasma cosmology. Cosmology contains interviews with. I gotta put this down to watch this. Okay, watch that one. And this one, galactic type dust rotation. Oh, this may be it. Look at this. I mean, that is exactly what a galaxy is. Now, they're going to tell you, oh, it is what a galaxy, but the galaxies are full of stars that are huge. And, well, who says? Maybe you're just looking through a telescope and that's what you're seeing. So just like when we look at our hands and we see, you know, whatever you can call them, cells or bacteria or whatever through a microscope, they're just looking through a reverse microscope at the sky and probably seeing the exploded dust or something that's gathered and started doing that. Who knows? But that's pretty identical to it. And that's just dust in plasma, from what I can understand. And plasma is ionized gas. Oh, this is the video. It took me that long. Now we found it. Let me turn this down. Let me show you this. So this part I couldn't quite. This is, again, dust in plasma. Doing I don't know what. Kind of connecting, kind of. These ones over here. Where's the one that turns into a circle? Let's find it. Oh, this is Jay Dreamer's video. So, I mean, look at this. That's the natural state of what happens. Let me show you. Let me give you a little volume. Or is this not in English? Okay, you put sound with it. And yeah, they say they couldn't believe it. They told scientists. Scientists couldn't believe it. Like, why is this creating a... Basically, it's like a North Pole. Let's see if we can find the other one that looks good. It's this same video, though. It's right in here. And everything like gets covered in like a crystalline structure. Oh, and then this is crazy. I mean, if this is true, this is just insane. So watch this. They look at this, and then when they model it out, I mean, it comes out like that. Like that's really how that dust models out into a helix, into a double helix DNA code, which I've never seen. I've never seen DNA anyway. So that might be a complete and total farce. Where's this one here? Was this they're doing with like a light? You saw the light on the side there coming in. There you go. So now, you know, think of what we believe. Where did they show that? Where's the one that shows it all wide? Oh, so this isn't the video. This is Jay Dreamer's video that has parts of it in there. But the guy showed a different video. Because there's other parts that I don't see in here. What is that one doing? And look at these are orbiting up here. Or call them whatever you want. So I think that the whole lie is that the thing that doesn't exist, look at that. The thing that doesn't exist is gravity. Gravity is the problem with everything. Gravity is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life, and yet they tell us we're dumb if you believe that gravity doesn't exist. Which it doesn't. It doesn't even make sense. The Earth is all that there is, and weight is not even a thing. Okay, weight is dependent on pressure. Weight is dependent on location. Weight is dependent on altitude. You weigh much less if you go to the top of Mount Everest than you do here. So as you start to realize that, then you realize, okay, so if weight changes, but they tell us that weight is a direct result of gravity, right? That gravity is the cause of weight, but you weigh less on a mountain. Well, why? What? Oh, because you're not being pulled down as much. Oh, okay. It all just doesn't make. Whoops, is that where? No. It all just doesn't make sense to me. What makes sense is that we have a downward direction of the electrical field, and that can be shown and proven. Okay, great. Now we're good there. So then, if you can show that, then you can, from that, figure out that basically the entire thing about gravity is a lie. And the reason they need gravity, why do they need it so bad, is because it's the only thing that pulls things into spheres, which has never been seen, by the way. It's just something they tell us happens. Oh, it's a potato radius. And what Austin's been talking about it blew my mind when he was saying in that debate with the physicist, when he said, you know, you guys are stuck on this mass size dependency where you need to have, you know, if one planet's way big and one's way small, well, the one that's way big has much more, or if they're two equal sized planets, then they have to have the same gravity. But in our model, you don't need that, because you can actually have magnetics and things like that would mean that a very small body could have a huge magnetic pull and a very large body could have a slight one. And they're all stuck because they're trying to do it the wrong way. And the reason why they can't go back on it is because if they throw away gravity, then the Earth becomes flat. So in order to keep the globe, you have to keep gravity. What are the signs of that? I don't know. Dark matter, dark energy. I mean, the one thing that went against all of science that we've ever learned, which was if your theory doesn't match the observations, then you have to throw away the theory. You don't invent placeholders. And as I've said before, that'd be like people saying to me, well, Jaron, what holds your sun and moon up in the sky? And I'd be like, dark lift. And they would say, okay, show it to me. What do you mean? It's up there, dark lift. Just be like, what's her name today? Brenda, what's his name? With the problem with space-time. Right? Just answer like that. Well, what's space-time? It's up there. We know it is. Well, how do you know it is? Because we know we've tested it. How do you test it? Well, we have detectors, and we know that very smart men have put together math. But dark lift, Jaren? Yeah, and actually we've never seen it, so you can't show it to me. No, I've never seen it before. So why would you then assume that it's up there? Well, it must be, because my other theories must be correct. That's we are so correct about everything that just because we're off by 98% in the rest of the fill in the number, since we're 0.000, like imagine the gall of human beings that we live in 0.000000001% of the universe, and we think because we figured out some laws here, they apply everywhere. I mean, can you imagine? Oh yeah, we know what's going on. We measured things here, so it applies everywhere. You jackasses. And when it doesn't match that, then it's time to realize your theory is wrong and start over. What do? Dark matter. Oh, we're expanding, but how the hell is things expanding? Oh, dark energy. Oh, it gets some free energy from something. I don't know what. It's insane. It's an insane belief by insane people. Did I hear one more person? Oh, no, we're done. All right, guys, it's been fun. We'll see you tomorrow, 3 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, for the coolest show that ever did exist in pretty much the entire world. I don't know about all of history, though. There could have been a reset, and before that, there was a equally opposite. And really, if you think about it, right now in another galaxy, in another universe, there is another show. All through our lives, we all did the exact same thing till right now. Now it's branching off. In the other show, I did something cool. In this one, I didn't. I, of course, go with the didn't timeline. And there you go. Jeranism show. Tomorrow. 3 p.m. We will see you guys then. Wait, I'm going to go say thank you to everybody at Rokfin. I almost forgot. How dare me. Thank you to Super Chats on YouTube. You guys were awesome. Rokfin, we have a whole bunch of money over there. Let's see what we got. Thank you guys for being here. 34 people in the house. We've got some tips. We got Chris Lenwell, $20. Thank you very much, Chris. Chris Lenwell again, $5. Thank you very much, Chris. We've got Chris again, $10. Chris, you're the man. We've got William K101, $5. Thank you very much. And we've got Andrew Baker, who says tip to $100. Andrew, here's a tip plus another VIP pass for whenever or however you want to give it away. Sweet. We will give it away tomorrow. Should be fun. Thank you, everybody, for supporting the show. If you didn't get a chance to send a tip and you want to help the show along, you can go to Cash App $Jeranism. You unfortunately cannot use PayPal anymore. PayPal banned me again. So PayPal, I think you guys are losers. Big time losers. That's all I can say. All right, it's been fun. And did I mention that PayPal was losers? Did I mention that? Yeah, I think I did. PayPal, you're losers. And we hate you. So, but who's the real loser here? Probably me. But who's the deeper loser? The one that, because did I lose my PayPal account? Yes. But who's the deeper loser? Well, it's definitely them.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Till next time, guys. This has been Jeranism. We'll see you tomorrow, 3 p.m. Until then, do your own research. When you do, you'll never again believe all the bullshit you've been taught. We are not going to go with an outro today. We are just going to say